day, obviously, and your calls are welcome to process what is going on. I'm going to jump right into it when we're on the air, which is just going to be a few seconds from now, so stand by. Here we go.
Visit staplesconnect.com/print for details.
On the air since 1977, it's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
All right, welcome to the program. I am Brian Craig. You're listening to Florida's longest running radio show, the Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977. Celebrating 46 years on the radio this year, and of course, this is a big day today. We've got a lot to cover. They are arresting our president again. This is the second indictment. We're going to get a third one out of the D.C. grand jury. This indictment came out of Miami. We're going to talk about it today. We're going to process it. We're going to take your calls. It still is open phones every Friday. We call it Open MAGA Mike Friday. Any and everything on your mind is fair game on Fridays, but with this historic thing happening here, this transformation of America officially into a banana republic, that I would imagine would be what even on open phones people calling in would want to discuss in one way, shape, form, or another. So it's amazing. You know, it's not news that this was going to happen. We all knew this was going to happen, but it's a lot different when it really does, huh? Now, a few things I want to say, and then we'll take our first break, and then after the break, take some calls at 1-888-GO-KANE, 1-888-465-2631. First of all, I want to say this. Be cool, all right? Just be cool about all of this. Don't take any of the bait from these uniparty snakes, okay? They want you to lose your cool. They want you to say things, do things. You know what I'm talking about. Don't take that bait. Just be cool, and when you're not only sharing your opinions, but in every way possible. And I think you all get my meaning behind that, okay? Because these people are really sick, and they would like nothing more for people to do things that are stupid and say things that are stupid, and you don't want to do that. Second thing I want to comment on is these low-life pond scum candidates that are running for the Republican nomination against President Trump. I'm talking about Ron DeSantis, Mike Pence, Nikki Haley, Tim Scott. Who else did I leave out? Chris Christie. Did I leave any? Are there any other Republicans I've forgotten? Let me tell you. And this starts with DeSantis. DeSantis has screwed us all over. All right? He's lied to us in Florida. He lied to President Trump. And he's the worst kind of sleazeball politician you can possibly be. We had that story earlier in the week about his donors. He's been given more than one opportunity to redeem himself, Ron DeSantis, by President Trump, and he's refused every time. Now's the time, Ron DeSancta jerk, whatever your name is, okay? All of these lowlives that are running for president in the Republican Party against Trump should all immediately travel right here to Florida and stay in. Well, the president's not in Florida right now. He'll be here on Tuesday. We're not sure when he's going to return. But they should go to the president in New Jersey. They should have a press conference of unity, as should the entire Republican Congress have a press conference of unity. All of these wannabe jerks, including Tim Scott. Oh, I want to be somebody, and I'm the worst nightmare. You're no one's nightmare. You're just a jerk. All of them. They should immediately hold a joint press conference with President Trump, announce they're dropping out of the race, and endorsing President Trump. Anyone who's running against Trump for the Republican nomination is no better than Joe Biden And all of these scummy people like Merrick Garland and the rest that have turned us into a banana republic, they're going to arrest someone because he's running for president and he's popular and they don't like him. They're a party to it if they don't stand up and drop out of the race and endorse him. And they should travel with him to the arraignment at the federal courthouse in Miami on Tuesday as a sign of unity. None of them are going to do it because they're scumbags and traitors and lowlives, and I won't vote for any of them. They can have Donald Trump in a supermax. I'm not voting for Ron DeSantis or anyone else other than Donald Trump. Unless Donald Trump told me to. But short of that, no. And I'm disgusted. Ron DeSantis had a strongly worded tweet. Oh, thanks a lot. Probably did a high five with his wife that they're calling the Walmart Melania because he thinks he's going to be the front runner when the front runner's arrested. I tell you, these people, you know, it's upsetting, isn't it? There's no doubt about it. Any Republican running for the Republican nomination right now is no better than this special prosecutor that brought this indictment. I'm telling you, they're on the same team. They're no better than Comey. All of them. And that goes for DeSantis. I'm sorry, and I want to hear your thoughts on that. And I know that you're another thing, that Biden's got the documents everywhere. That's true. You know, he has documents all over the place, unsecured, going back probably to the Nixon administration. And those documents are probably all stolen. Right? Probably stole them all. If you remember, there was a story a few months back that we covered that when Biden was vice president, you know, the vice president has a ceremonial office in the Senate building, and Biden had an assistant at his vice presidential office at the Senate building who's with the CCP, and she was handing over documents to Hunter, who could walk out without going through security and being searched because he had Secret Service protection because his dad was vice president. So this guy's been stealing documents his entire career. That's how he's paid for the beach house and all that stuff. Okay, Biden? So I get all that. And nothing's going to become of that. These people are never going to be arrested. They're never going to be charged. We're going to talk about it, but it's never going to happen. You know, this Miami indictment, you know, when the New York Bragg Soros indictment came in, they didn't get the arrest they wanted. They didn't get the mugshot. They didn't get the arrest. They got nothing. In fact, after that, Trump went up in the polls. Went up in the polls a lot. Do you think they're going to let this go without a mugshot this time? You know, this is different. This was some local jerks in New York City. This is the United States government now. This is the federal courthouse, federal marshals and others involved. Do you think they're going to let Trump out of this one without a mugshot? I know, I'm sick about it. I really, truly am. All right. Let's take our first break of this Friday morning. My name is Brian Craig. If you're on hold, stand by. This is Florida's longest running radio show on the radio since 1977. Our number is toll-free 1-888-GO-CANE-1, 888-465-2631, 888-465-2631. We'll be right back.
Don't sit on the sidelines. Get in on the action. Call the Steve Kane Show.
Steve Kane Show.
Now, 888-GO-CANE-1.
Hello.
This is the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
Steve Kane Show. Hello. Steve Kane Show. Hold on. Steve Kane Show. No, not yet. What's your name? What do you want to talk about?
Tom Laporta here from Laporta Contracting, Roofing and Building Restoration. We have been in the roofing and construction industry for 40 years. We are originally from Connecticut.
Oh, wow. Hold on.
Work ethic is second to none. Install all kinds of roofs from asphalt shingle, clay and concrete tile, standing metal seam, slate tile, and flat roof systems. We work with homeowners, HOAs, commercial properties, and churches. We are state of Florida licensed roofing and
Steve Kane Show.
at Laporta Contracting
Mhm.
is what we are, and roofing and restoration is what we do. We like to guide our customers to a successful outcome by constantly showing them every step of the way. At Laporta Contracting, let our family take care of your fit. Call me on my cell at 954-604-4602 or visit us on our website at laportacontracting.com. That number again is 954-604-4602.
The 8th annual Delray Beach Summer Green Market is back again. This open-air farmers market starts on June 3rd and continues to July 29th on Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Located on the corner of Swinton Avenue and East Atlantic on the front lawn of the Old School Square. Shop
Be right back, guys.
bakers, small bag food artisans, and fitness local chefs showing up for cooking demonstrations. The Green Market is open rain or shine, at friendly and pest-free parking. The Green Market is a licensed SNAP provider, so you can shop with eligible SNAP vendors. Double your SNAP benefits at the Green Market with fresh access bucks, dollar-for-dollar match. You SNAP, we match. This is a program of the Delray Beach Community Redevelopment Agency. See you on Saturday.
This is Lori Kane. When people go to the dentist, they think of the pain, but the biggest pain is the cost. Not with Dr. Gupta at Brighton Dental Care. The dental work is painless, and the prices are painless too. Call today, 954-922-4633. 954-922-4633. That's 954-922-4633. BrightonDentalCare.com.
Home is the place where you know your loved ones are secure. But the things that keep your home protected can keep pest at bay. That's where Ray comes in. Over 60 years, Ray's scientists have worked to protect people around the world with trusted research, ingredients.
All right. Sorry, guys. I had to go talk to Mike.
Especially the ones you love most. Raid. Protection for all.
Now back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. Listen in the Palm Beaches on 95.9 FM, the Treasure Coast on 106.9 FM, hear us in Boca on 95.3 FM, Fort Lauderdale on 96.9 FM, and anywhere in the world at TrueOldiesFLA.com.
All right, we are back. It is Friday. Oh, man, the day after the next indictment of the greatest president ever, Donald Trump. I'm Brian. This is the Steve Kane Show. Our number toll-free, 1-888-KANE, 1-888-465-2631. April 27th, join us on our 5th annual MAGA cruise with our great group. You know, our cruise family grows each and every cruise. It gets bigger and bigger, and we just have a great time. You know, it's a MAGA cruise. You know, on the last cruise we were on, we were the talk of the ship. Everybody knew us. They called us the Trump group, and we just had a great time. If you've been on my YouTube channel, you've seen the videos of the cruise that I've made, and we go to the shows every night together. We get the front row. We have dinner together every night, and we party like it's 1999 every single night until the bars and the clubs shut down, and we go to these incredible locations. On this cruise, which leaves April 27th, on the Celebrity Reflection, we're going to the ABC Islands, Aruba, Bonaire, and Curacao. And right now, our cruise line that we work with, Celebrity, is offering their summer sales event. So if you book now, you'll get a great deal. All right, you just have to put your deposit down, lock in the low price. Those of you that have already booked, you want to call Ian too. And when you call Ian, he'll tell you about our shore excursions, which are the most incredible shore excursions we've had on any of our cruises, all right? Give Ian at Cruise and Travel Depot a call. His number 561-244-5779. Call right now. Leave him a message. He'll get back to you. No matter what time of day or night you call him, he will get back to you. 561-244-5779. 5779. That's 561-244-5779. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Jeff from Maine, Brian.
Hey, Jeff.
Hey, did you see President Trump's, I'm sure you did, his remarks and how calm and collective he was? There wasn't an ounce of nervousness, let alone fear in his voice. And wonderful to see how that man can stand up after all these years of attacks.
Yeah, I'm gonna play that later. He was very cool and calm, and I know, as upset as I am, and you are, and everyone I know is, that's a true leader who, when we're all upset, we're angry, all kinds of things are going on, and he holds us all together.
And that speaks volume of the fortitude and integrity of that man.
Mm-hmm. It sure does. It sure does. So they got the indictment yesterday is out of Miami, and it's being reported this morning that the D.C. grand jury is going to come in with the Espionage Act indictment, which means they're going to charge him like a spy, like that FBI guy Hansen that just died. They're going to charge him as a spy, like he's the Rosenbergs or something.
It just shows more desperation on the Democrat Party and the deep state. They don't know what to do because they cannot beat him in a fair election. And I don't think they can do anything but put him in prison, and people will still vote for him. And they don't know what to do next.
What this is is a pre-coup, is what it is. It's a pre-coup, and what they're doing is the polls that we see, like I go through the polls, you guys see the polls, you see them on TV. They have polls that are more accurate than the ones we see. The ones we see, Donald Trump has a double-digit lead in all of them. They see the truly scientific polls. They have run every scenario with everybody and everything they can imagine, and Trump wins every time. So they're in a panic. So what are they doing? They're charging him as a spy in D.C. They got this BS. I'm talking slow because I'm angry and I don't want to misspeak, and I don't want to say something where I'd have to dump myself, you know what I mean? That's why I'm a little slow here. But this thing, I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding, because the more I talk about it, the more upset that I couldn't even watch the news last night. I turned it off and watched a movie, went to bed to a movie. I just couldn't deal with listening to these pundits. But they have run every scenario that they could imagine and they've done these scientific polls that they don't show us. He's unbeatable, so they're doing this. This is it's what it is. And by the way, this thing about the $10 million Biden bribe for the Burisma, it's not because of that they did this. That's just a coincidence. That's just a coincidence. It just so happened at the same time. I don't think they did this yesterday because of that.
Last night on Newsmax, Greg Kelly did a good segment on that. And I've heard this several times, that Bill Clinton brought documents home that every president can do while they're president. And they went after him, and they deemed that he was well within his power to do what he did, and that Trump did exactly what Bill Clinton and many other presidents have done.
When Bill Clinton was running for president the first time, he was the governor of Arkansas. Do you know that, let me tell you what a scumbucket Bill Clinton is. He left the campaign trail to fly back to Arkansas so that he could sign the death warrant of a retarded man on death row who they executed. So, and he bragged about it. So, that was when he was running for president the first time. He didn't want people to think he was soft on crime. So what did he do? He killed a retarded man so he could get some more votes. These people on the left are sick. Anybody remember that? I don't remember the details of the person. It's been a long time. But when you mentioned Bill Clinton, that just popped in my brain.
I didn't remember that till you mentioned it, and I do remember that. And it wasn't as if it was a big thing, but looking back, hindsight, it really was.
Yeah, well, it tells you what kind of people these are. Hillary with her swollen ankles and tree trunk legs behind this high five. Do you think Ron DeSantis and his wife high-fived each other and then had like hot sex after they heard this news of the indictment? I bet they did.
Oh, they probably threw a party.
Yeah, we're closer, baby. We're closer. He's going to be out of it. I'll be the front runner. Oh my goodness.
And it's not anything new that they're trying to do to Trump. It's nothing new. It's the same old scenario. We need to take Trump down. It's not about the rule of law or what was actually done. It's about taking down a man that has exposed all of the evil in our government.
That a man that they cannot beat. That he's listen, he's already had one term. He only has one term ahead of him. And they can't even let him have the one term. It's such a threat to them. And isn't that prosecutor, doesn't he look scary?
And one more thing that I noticed was they have no front runner, no one outside of Biden to really run. And the Democrats are saying don't run, but they have no one there to prop up that electability.
That's right. Hey, Jeff, thanks for the call. I got to run. Oh, man. Callers on hold, stand by. 1-888-GO-CANE1 is the number. 1-888-465-2631. Back after this.
Making morning radio great again. It's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
Steve Kane Show. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, hold on.
Good morning, South Florida. First morning meteorologist Vanessa Nance from WPBF 25 News. A lot of sunshine today, and those temperatures climbing into the upper 80s, lower 90s.
These people. I mean, it's such a different thing when it actually happens, isn't it? I mean, it really is.
Weather brought to you by Palm Beach Patio Furniture. Route 1 Seminole Plaza Shops, North Palm Beach. Palm Beach Patio Furniture. Voted the best of the best patio store in Palm Beach County. PalmBeachPatioFurniture.com, where luxurious outdoor spaces are created.
And now, a True Oldies traffic check. Brought to you by the Palm Beach Kennel Club.
We have an early morning crash right now in Boca Raton. We also have a disabled vehicle in Lake Worth blocking the right shoulder and south on North 6th Avenue South. The surface streets are currently crash free. We'll give it up to full speed to the Victoria Jupiter. This one is sponsored by Fresh from Florida. Hey shoppers, this is a local farmer landing on the Florida watermelon season right now. Look for the Sun Fresh from Florida logo on your shop. Learn more to follow freshfromflorida.com. Local Florida market agriculture. Let's shop this fall.
Oh, goodness. What do you guys think about Ron DeSantis not standing up here and Nikki Haley and these other candidates that I was talking about? This is just insane.
Appointments aren't necessary. Doctor's orders and prescriptions, they're not needed either. I'm in and out in 15 minutes or less. I get the results the next day in my email box, and they also send it to my doctor. There's lots of any lab test now's around, but these are the only two advertising on our radio station. So don't use the rest. Only go to Any Lab Test Now in Boca and Any Lab Test Now in Coral Springs. Any Lab Test Now in Boca is in the Sandalfoot Plaza. That's where the Western Beef is, between Palmetto Park Road and Hillsborough Boulevard on the east side of State Road 7.
last one, and it's the #1 selling drink mix on Amazon. So you can pick it up there. It's prime, it's quick, it's fast. But all the Bloomers products are available on bloomersfrozendrinks.com.
I was gonna say, I think I've seen them in local liquor stores too.
They are, and we have a new brand launching called Ben's Badass Bloody Mary Mix. So look for that because we're gonna have our resting brunch face on.
This sounds perfect. Once again, I'm gonna go to bloomersfrozen.com.
Thank you.
Brian Craig here with a question for seniors and those who care about them. How would you like to have instant access to a healthcare advocate at the touch of a button? Can that make life easier for you? You can with I Will Advocates. I Will Advocates results select doctor's appointments, help with your pharmacy, even deal with your pharmacist to ensure that you have more prescriptions. They'll help you find a doctor and find a specialist. If you've been billed properly by a doctor's office or a hospital, they can help you with that too. They'll even be your advocate when you're in the hospital to make sure you get the care you need and the care you deserve. And that's just the beginning of what they do. I Will Advocates takes care of all Steve Kane's healthcare issues too. And they can do the same for you. I Will Advocate clients are family, and they give back to their family.
Oh boy, I tell you, there's no better day to buy your limited edition Trump print from patrioticprintsusa.com. That's prints with an S. Great, these beautiful prints. I have 2 of them, and I actually got a 3rd one I'm going to give to Steve today. They're great for Father's Day. They're great for yourself, and a portion of each print sold is donated directly to President Trump's 2024 re-election campaign. So it's a great deal. patrioticprintsusa.com, and that's prints with an S. patrioticprintsusa.com.
All your favorite top quality brands. We also have tons of natural foods like gluten-free, paleo, and organic, as well as health and beauty aids, pet foods, and more. Visit Vanessa, Trish, Denson, Scott, and Bruce. They're here 7 days a week for all your family's natural health needs. So stop by Nutrition World at the northeast corner of PG Boulevard and Prosperity Farms Road in the Carmine's Market Plaza by the Prosperity entrance. You can call us or text us anytime at 561-626-4377. That's 626-4377. Or check out our website at
Steve Kane Show.
Come see us 7 days a week at
Hello?
Nutrition World, Palm Beach Gardens.
Hold on. Oh my goodness.
We're the movers who care. We can handle all your moving packing needs across town or across the country. Don't forget, we offer climate-controlled storage.
Oh my goodness.
We move people forward. Find us at twomenpalmbeach.com and twomentreasurecoast.com. 2 men and a truck. Now, back to the Steve Kane Show. Brian Craig, celebrating 46 years on the air.
Oh boy, it sure is. What a day. It is Friday. I'm Brian. You know, today, with everything that President Trump is going through, this is definitely a MAGA hat wearing day. Wear your MAGA hats today everywhere you go, except when you go out to eat, unless you're eating at one of our sponsors, then you'll be fine. But this is really a day and a weekend where everyone and when everyone should wear their MAGA hats. And I know a lot of you got them. I got my MAGA hat on right now, and this is, out of all of my Trump hats, this is my favorite. This is the one I call the hat of wisdom. Anytime I've been in the presence of President Trump in the last couple of years, I've worn this hat. President Trump has seen this hat with his very own eyes, I don't know, maybe 10 times now, as have other members of the Trump family. They may not realize it, but I realize they've all seen this, and I just feel I got a little wisdom on when I'm wearing this particular MAGA hat. But certainly wear your MAGA hat today, guys. All right, let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Brian, Carrie, good morning.
Doing all right, Carrie. Oh, man. Rough day.
I tried you yesterday about 12 o'clock, but I didn't know if you guys had an answer machine.
You know what I'm going to do? If you're going to have information in the future, I'll put you on hold after the call and have Mike, our board op, give you my cell phone number where you can text me.
That'd be perfect.
Okay, so after the call, I'll put you on hold. You can text me, and yeah, I appreciate you thinking about us.
We'll talk further.
Okay, I'm going to put Carrie. Carrie is our source that called. Yeah, you can give him my cell phone number. I'm not kidding, Mike. Yeah, no one else. Okay, no one else, but Carrie can have it. Good morning. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Mike from Louisiana.
Oh, hey, Mike. Oh, man.
Man, And I got a chance to watch a little bit of Rob Schmidt last night.
I watched him too. He's great.
He had one of Trump's lawyers on there, and they were talking about Jack Smith and Jay Bratt and all these people that are on, you know, on this team that are going after Trump. And you're right. They want that. They want the fingerprints and the mugshot and everything. You know, they want that.
This time, I don't know. Do you think they're going to get the mugshot this time? That they're going to make it happen? Because last time they didn't get the mugshot, and it was anticlimactic for these creeps. What do you think will happen this time?
I think they get it, but this could be this thing. They want something that they're going to get, but this could backfire on them because that could very easily be turned into a shirt or something for Trump. You know, that this could backfire. I mean, everything's starting to backfire on him. Everything's starting to fail on him. And as far as the jerkamonious there, you know, he's not going to drop out because he's got people that have invested too much into him for him to drop out.
Well, you know, Ron DeSantis, who in my opinion is unelectable forever. Okay, just, you know, Pence is different. You know, they could find Pence some house seat somewhere that he could run for or something or whatever. But DeSantis is done. However, I'm not kidding. Anyone who's still running for the Republican nomination against President Trump is on the Jack Smith team, the special prosecutors team. They're on their team. They're not with us, and they never were and never will be. But if they all dropped out and had to, you know, when Bill Clinton was impeached in 1998, it was a pretty dramatic thing. When Bill Clinton was impeached, it was the first impeachment since Andrew Johnson, who was Lincoln's vice president, who became president when the Democrat Lee Harvey Oswald killed Lincoln. They impeached Andrew Johnson. Bill Clinton's impeachment was the first impeachment since then. So, I mean, it wasn't an everyday occurrence like it is today. The Democrats, when President Clinton was impeached, the Democrats got on charter buses, went to the White House, had a joint press conference led by the vice president at the time, Al Gore, and praised President Clinton and said, "We're united. This is the greatest president ever. We stand with him." I'm not saying they were right, but at least they did the honorable thing and stood by their man. Where's Kevin McCarthy leading all the Republicans in the joint press conference in support of our great president today? And these presidential candidates? What a bunch of lowlives they are.
People like Mitch McConnell won't do that. You know, he wouldn't do that because he's bought off by China.
Yeah, China wouldn't like that. China might dock him a couple days' pay if he comes out and supports him. But you know, I'm serious about this. I'm not kidding. You know, Matt Gaetz and Marjorie Taylor Greene are doing good work, but they're two people. We need everyone, including George Santos, by the way. We need every Republican member from both houses of Congress to come out together as one and have one press conference and led by Kevin McCarthy and Mitch McConnell in support of President Trump against this banana republic operation that that they're bringing us through right now.
Yeah, I mean, look, we need your two senators, we need my two senators.
We need them all. Hey, Mike, I appreciate the call. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Brian. This is Barbara in Baltimore.
Hey, Barbara. Not well. I'm pretty sick.
As soon as I said that this is not a day to ask how we are, I'm still shocked. Some of my friends told me that this was going to happen, and I kept saying, I said, you know, it's not going to happen, it's not going to happen. And I'm shocked. I'm still shocked that they did this to him. These people hate him so much.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tear up. Let me just get it together for a minute, because I just want to say this. Not only your MAGA hat, there are MAGA shoes, people in the audience, you Google it, we have MAGA shoes. They got some that have for the summer. I have shoes, the sneakers, but I'm going to get the summer slippers because there's some on there, summer sandals. The MAGA, wear head to toe. I have pants, I have, you know, my jogging pants that have Trump along the leg, my shirt, and my hat, because I'm telling you, what these people are doing to him is criminal.
It is.
They gotta pay. We gotta make them pay. We have to make them pay.
Well, and the way we'll make them pay is standing behind. We got to be very clear. Standing behind President Trump. Let me tell you, everything you said is great about the clothing. The reason the MAGA hat is so important is because you can see it a mile away.
Absolutely. I have several of them. But you know, I don't know that to me. But the other thing I'm waiting to see on the Republican those candidates running for office, where each one of those stand as far as ever having a place anywhere in the Trump and how they back him. I want to see who's going to have the guts to come out and say that this is absolutely
and mean it, not a mild tweet. Do you think Ron DeSantis and his wife high-fived each other when this happened yesterday?
Oh, absolutely. But I tell you what, it's going to be a blank high five because, well, I'm just saying that. But, you know, I'm done with him. I'm just done with him. I'm done with all of them.
Yeah.
All of them.
I am too.
Thanks for letting me get it out today.
Well, thank you, Barbara. No, it's not a good day. It's a rough day. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Richard in Poplar.
Hey, Richard.
Okay, just a question. Is this, when they go to court, and let's say they find them guilty on whatever offense, is this the type of trial that can go all the way to the Supreme Court?
Oh, I imagine it's all going to go to the Supreme Court. It's all going to go to the Supreme Court. Do you know? Now, we don't even have the D.C. indictment. The D.C. indictment, they're telling us, is going to be espionage. Okay? Just with the Miami indictment that came yesterday, do you know that President Trump is facing up to, if convicted, 100 years in prison? 100 years?
Wow.
I mean, this is not America anymore, and it's not the Democrats. The Republican establishment are behind this too. You know, I've been, what I'm calling on are all these people that are running for president in the Republican Party to come together with President Trump in a joint news conference, drop out, endorse him, be by his side, and travel with him on Trump Force One to the Miami courthouse on Tuesday. I think he should do that.
It sounds great. I brought this up because to me it's the only hope I think there is right now. I don't know how we can win right now in going through the normal.
The reason they're doing this is because he is unbeatable. He's unbeatable. And I was listening to some of these. I got to really watch myself. I'm really angry, you know. So I got to watch myself. Okay. I just caught myself about to use some profanities, but I caught myself. But I can dump myself too, you know. If I say something, I can dump the dump works on me as well as the callers. They know that he is unbeatable, and they are doing this. They're arresting a political opponent. I mean, this is what Stalin did when he would send people to Siberia. That's what's going on here.
I thought someone would mention something like that Trump is America's Navalny.
Mm-hmm.
One guy that can be Putin. But then
nobody knows who that is, so that's not a good one. You got to use analogies that people know. But I mean, that's exactly what this is, though. I mean, without question, this is like Stalinist Russia. They have someone that's unbeatable. The deep state and the uniparty have been controlling this country all our lives, and they can't handle it. They can't handle it, and that's why they're doing it.
Right, I appreciate it.
Well, thank you. All right. We'll take our break and be back.
The cold, hard truth. Delivered morning 6 to 9 right here on The Steve Kane Show.
Brian Craig here. I've been telling you about how my chiropractor, Dr. Philip Appleton, has rid me of pain from a knee injury and arthritis pain with his laser away pain treatment. But don't just take my word for it. This is one of our callers who called me live on the radio to tell me how chiropractic physician Dr. Philip Appleton helped him with his laser away pain treatment.
You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name's Sean, calling from Boca Raton. I want to thank you guys once again. I've listened to this show since the mid-'80s. Thank you for introducing me to Dr. Appleton, Brian and Steve. I went in there last week. I had a knee problem. And one session, I feel so much better. I brought my mother there yesterday. She has any problem with her right side or
Steve Kane Show.
right-handed. She feels better. It's amazing. And for people out there that are dealing
Hello.
with pain, believe me, there is an alternative. Go in there for the free consultation. FREE free. You will lose. The only thing you'll lose is the pain that you're dealing with. Do not suffer. Go in to see Dr. Appleton, the greatest visit of your life.
Give Dr. Appleton a call right now. 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. Online, AppletonCairo.com. Open Monday through Saturday. Appointments not necessary. And walk-ins are welcome. 954-973-0710. A sniffle here and a sneeze there. Your first thought is what? Uh-oh, I'm coming down with something. But did you ever think you might not be sick? You might have an allergy. Find out and have your allergies tested at any lab test now of Coral Springs or any lab test now of Boca. Any lab test now of Coral Springs is located at 955 North University Drive on the southeast corner of University and Ramblewood by the Coral Square Mall. Give them a call, 954-906-5983. 954-906-5983. Any lab test now of Boca is in the Sandalfoot Plaza. That's where the Western Beef is, south of Palmetto and north of Hillsboro. Call them at 561-237-5009. 561-237-5009. They will test for both environmental and food allergies. No appointment is necessary. And make sure you mention you heard about them on the Steve Kane Show.
Are you caring for your husband or wife with Alzheimer's disease or dementia? A study funded by the National Institutes of Health is looking to understand what your experience has been like as a spousal caregiver. Participation will include 4 online visits completed in the comfort of your own home.
No, I'm very pissed off. I mean,
For your time. For more information, please call us at 713.
the more I talk about it, the more angry I get. You know? I'm trying to be cool like a Vulcan.
This is Steve Kane. I want to tell you about my favorite restaurant in all of South Florida, Wings Plus in Coral Springs. Wings just the way you like them. Plump, tender, and delicious, crispy on the outside, succulent on the inside. Everything homemade, nothing comes out of a can. Dozens of specialty sauces that will make your mouth water. Wings Plus, located in Coral Springs, a mile west of University on the south side of Sample Road.
We take on the social justice warriors for breakfast. Now the Steve Kane Show is on the air.
All right, I'm Brian. Callers on hold, stand by. You know, there is no better day to buy this limited edition print of the greatest president ever, Donald Trump, from patrioticprintsusa.com. That's Prince with an S, patrioticprintsusa.com. The print comes in 3 different sizes. It's very affordable. Makes a great Father's Day gift, but I think on this day it makes a great gift for yourself, doesn't it? Absolutely. Every MAGA home needs to have at least one of these. I have now 3 of them, 1 here, 1 at home, and I got another one that I'm going to give to Steve today. Yeah, that's right. I love them, and they're with every print sold, a portion is donated to President Trump's 2024 re-election campaign, too. They commissioned this incredible artist, Michael Israel, to paint this beautiful portrait that they've turned into these limited edition prints that they are offering first to our radio station listeners. So go to patrioticprintsusa.com. That's Prince with an S, patrioticprintsusa.com, and buy your print of the greatest president ever, Donald Trump. patrioticprintsusa.com. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian. Good morning. Eric in Deerfield. Had lunch yesterday at our favorite place, Wings Plus.
Awesome.
And walked in there. The walls are completely clean of any kind of political paraphernalia except for one sign. They had up there, Ron DeSantis for president. Nothing about Trump. I didn't even see a MAGA.
No. Maybe they're doing some cleaning.
The owner was sitting there. I didn't. I think his name is Brian. Like he didn't ask him anything.
Okay.
I thought it was weird. Nothing Trumpy at all. No Trump.
No.
No banner on the outside. No banner on the wall outside.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. That's why
Okay, I appreciate that. Oh my goodness. Well, listen, this is the world that we're in right now. This is the world we're in. We're in a really an alternate universe is what we're in right now. And I got to tell you, it may not sound like it to you, but I am as angry as you could imagine. I'm just keeping it inside because I want to, I had to stop myself in the last segment from using profanity. I'm so upset about it. This indictment, and we knew it was coming, but for it to be real, that's a whole nother thing, and it really hits you. And I watched Rob Schmidt a little bit last night, and I was like, I'm going to deal with this in the morning when I wake up. I'm going to deal with this in the morning when I wake up. I'm not going to deal with it now, and I'm dealing with it now, and it just infuriates me. Now, I don't have to scream like an idiot and at the top of my lungs so everyone knows I'm on Trump's side like Mark Levin. I saw that online, not on Fox. I'm not watching Fox. But things are going to get worse. They're going to get much worse because they are timing this to a beat. And the first beat is Miami, right? The indictment came out of Miami. The indictment will lead to him going there on Tuesday. How that plays out, we're not exactly sure yet. They're so excited about the indictment in the corporate media, they haven't talked about the mugshot and perp walks that they didn't get last time. But after they get this played out, we're going to get the D.C. indictment. They have 2 grand juries, so it's going to be 2 punches. Okay? This is in the Gateway Pundit. The Washington D.C. grand jury, hearing evidence in Jack Smith's classified documents case against Trump, is going to indict President Trump on the Espionage Act and obstruction, according to a leak to the Independent. The Florida grand jury, they're the ones that came out with these 7 charges, which we don't all know. But in D.C., they're going to charge him with the Espionage Act, like he's a spy selling secrets to someone. And what President Trump has done that, why are they after him so hard? Why won't they just let him have his second term? I've talked about this a lot, and I think I'm right about this. President Trump did a lot of things that upset their world, but I believe what upset them more than anything was equalizing the import-export taxes between the United States and all these countries, in particular China, but there were others, but mainly China. And if you remember in 2016, when President Trump was running the first time, he would talk about how out of whack these import-export taxes were, right? We import things to their country, right? They're exports to them, but we import things from here, like Harley Davidson used to talk about, to one country. I can't remember which country it was. And they have 50, 60, 80% tax on U.S. goods that are imported. They import goods here, we charge them 10 cents, right? And President Trump, he was very kind, talking about, he said our leaders prior were stupid and they negotiated these out-of-balance trade deals. He was very kind. They were not stupid. They've been selling America out with the trade deals. And the donors that control President Trump's oppositional leaders. By the way, my phone is, I'm getting texts nonstop. So, guys, I'm on the air. So could you stop texting me until after the show? Everyone's upset, and I'm getting like 500 texts, and they come across my iPad, and it's a little distracting, except for my wife. You can text me, but everybody else, could you wait till after the show, please? It's just a little distracting. President Trump's opponents, who are controlled by the donors and China, the donor class, their entire business operation, their entire business plan is centered around those out-of-whack import-export taxes from these other countries. And when Trump's equalized them with Japan, China, and all these other countries, it turned their business world upside down. There's a lot of things he did that's upset them, that have them acting out this way. But I think that's the biggest one. I really do, because the amount of money that cost the donors in China is probably more money that could even be measured. Okay? And when he did that, that was it. That was it. And they won't leave the man alone, because he comes back in a second term non-consecutively, which he's going to do anyway. This is what they've just done yesterday, is firm up his reelection, not just his nomination, but his reelection. President Trump is more popular than he ever would have been if they would have just left the guy alone. So in a way, they've done us a favor in a sick, twisted, weird way. But that's the thing I think has gotten them really flipped out and has the pressure on them, both by China and the donors. And we know, after this $10 million bribe that Marjorie Taylor Greene exposed that Biden took, $5 million for Joe, $5 million for Hunter. Now, and Joe got 10% of the Hunter money too. That's how he is. But they put the pressure on these people, and they've done what it is that they've done. And sadly, the Uniparty control the system, so they're getting away with it. And there's not much we can do about this process. There really isn't, because they control the process. And they're going to continue to control the process. And it's a sad thing, but that's the way it is. That's the world we're in right now. Good morning. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, this is Cynthia Lucas from the Tea Party in Martin County. County. Last night, the REC had a meeting. I didn't go. It was very explosive. But I'm going to tell you what you can do, and I want people to listen. One phone call is worth 100 votes. Every day, your elected officials count the phone calls that they get at every district office, their Senate office, their House Representative office, and this also goes on in Florida. Emails, they don't read. Texting, forget about it. Sending a personal letter, maybe better. Fax is always good, but they get thousands of faxes. A phone call is worth 100 votes. That's how they count it. I would call Rubio Scott. I would call DeSantis today and tell him how you feel.
DeSantis doesn't care. DeSantis doesn't care. DeSantis is telling himself, when they arrest Trump, I may be far behind him, but I'm going to be the front runner when this is all over. That's what he's telling himself. That's what Jeb's telling him. No. We're not giving phone numbers out on the air. We can't do that.
And go to Scott, go to Rubio, go to your senators. Make sure you make that phone call today. And remember, one phone call is 100 votes. And they count those phone calls at the end of the day. If you listen to how many phone calls they were getting about the debt ceiling, they listened. Okay?
I appreciate it. That's true, but it's not going to do any good. The phone calls aren't going to help. With all due respect, I mean, I like her and everything else, but the phone calls aren't going to help. These people are not free thinkers. They're being told to do this by China and the donors. Don't you understand? China is waging war on this country in so many ways. The southern border, the fentanyl crisis, TikTok. And China is behind this too. There's others behind it. It's a conspiracy of a lot of people. But this indictment is because China wants this indictment. China's evil. They're an evil country, and they're smart. They're smarter than any opponent we've ever had before, because look at how look at how they've done it. They've taken over this country just by buying off these people. If you're on hold, stand by. I've got a piece of audio after the break that I'm going to play for you, that I'm not even going to tell you what it is, but I'm going to play when we get back. It's not Trump's statement. I will play that later, but this next piece I'm going to play, it's just really upsetting. I'm having a tough time today, guys. All right? I'm sorry. We'll be right back.
WWNN Pompano Beach, WIRK HD3 Indiantown. Programming paid for by Vic Canales Media Group. Broadcasting from the Rogue Studio. Injured recently? Call the Rogues Law Group, where winning is a habit.
Steve Kane Show. What do you want to talk about? Oh, okay, hold on. Yeah, I mean, this is just rough. It's a rough day.
A lot of sunshine today, and those temperatures climbing into the upper 80s, lower 90s. We'll have those
It really is.
close to the hundreds before 3 o'clock. Afternoon showers and thunderstorms possible. It's just very isolated, and some of them could be on the stronger side.
It's one of those days. If you're new to my channel, subscribe, guys. I mean, I am really... I'd like to just go to bed. And then I'm sure a lot of you feel that way, too. I mean, I know we're going to win this, but it's just so sad for our country. Steve Kane Show. Hold on. You know, it's just sad for our country.
Whether there is, you have to wonder if the Justice Department...
Documents. He's to be in court Tuesday in Miami. All day we saw evidence that the grand jury had been nearing this moment. We saw members of special counsel Jack Smith's team going into and out of the room where the grand jury has been hearing evidence. Their exact process has been kept secret, but now we know it has culminated in this indictment, and the former president will be here on Tuesday to answer the charges.
ABC's Aaron Katursky in Miami. In a 5-4 decision, the Supreme Court has thrown out Alabama's congressional district map ruling and violated the Voting Rights Act by allowing for just one majority black district out of 7 in the state where blacks make up 1/4 of the population. Beginning next year, GM electric vehicles will be able to use much of Tesla's charging network. This is ABC News.
Dazzling decal on Daisy's Donuts window. Bold banner at Barry's Barbershop. Prominent poster at Penny.
You've got your motion sensors, glass break detectors, camera lenses, signal relays, but none of that really matters if you don't have one important piece, a human being. That's right, a real human being. When a Sloman's home security advisor visits a home, they get to know the people that live there. They listen and learn. That's how they come up with the best solution to keep you safe. Yeah, you can buy all those fancy gadgets yourself, but what are all those without the humans behind the technology? Sloman's believes in their people so much, they give you the technology for free. So not only do you get a human security advisor, you'll receive a customized home security system with professional installation when you use their low-cost central station monitoring. The system includes an LED touchscreen pad, a motion detector, 3 armed doors, and a backup battery. But most importantly, the people who stand behind it. So call Sloman's at 1-833-283-5050. That's 1-833-283-5050. Sloman's, the difference is human.
here since 1977. It's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
All right, hour number 2 has begun. Callers on hold, stand by. You know, Friday is open phones. We call it Open MAGA Mike Friday, but I think we should suspend open phones today and focus in on the topic at hand, okay? I mean, I don't think I need to say that. I think it's kind of obvious anyway, but I'm not going to get, we're going to suspend open phones today. You know, I'm upset. I'm angry, I'm a little depressed, and it's not because I don't think we're going to win this. President Trump's going to win this, and we'll pull through it. But I'm really, really sick and saddened for what's become of our country, that we have these very evil people that are all on the take that are doing this. They're arresting a political opponent because he's kicking all their rear ends. That's it. It's a political purge, a pre-coup. You know, they're trying to send him off to a Siberian gulag. Now, I want to play some audio here. This is Rachel Maddow and Lawrence O'Donnell, a couple of real pieces of work. And in Florida, you know, we have a different accent in Florida. Work starts with the letter S, okay? I mean, these people are really a piece of work, I must tell you. They're so happy, they're so giddy. The president has been indicted. And listen to them. This is really sick.
The Justice Department is considering whether there is some political solution to this criminal problem, whether part of the issue here is...
By the way, there's no criminal problem. Is Rachel Maddow trans, by the way? I'm looking at her, she's kind of dressed like a guy. There's no criminal problem here from Trump's end. The criminals are in the government. We have bad cops. We have bad cops abusing their authority, misusing their badge, and arresting political opponents because they can't be beaten. But anyway, back to Rachel Maddow and Lawrence O'Donnell. Lawrence O'Donnell has a smirk on his face that really just ticks me off watching this.
I have to wonder if the Justice Department is considering whether there is some political solution to this criminal problem, whether part of the issue here is not just that Trump has committed crimes, but that Trump has committed crimes and plans on being back in the White House. Do they consider, as part of a potential plea offer, something that would proscribe him from running for office again? I don't know.
I would imagine if anything like that happened, that it would have to come from the defense side of the negotiation. That the Trump team would say, oh, by the way, and with this, we will also, you know, drop out of the race for president. Otherwise, it would put the Justice Department in this position that Donald Trump claims they're in. You know, he claims they're trying to stop him, simply trying to stop him from becoming president again, and that's the only reason they're doing this. So my guess, given those dynamics and the change, I think, in the way the Justice Department sees this in those 50 years since Spiro Agnew, it just seems unlikely that they would reach into the political zone of the solution. Our politics does have to find a solution to this, but it might have to find that solution separate and apart from the criminal process.
Okay. So Rachel Maddow, you know that phrase says the quiet part out loud? Rachel Maddow just spilled the beans. Because Lawrence O'Donnell's not on the inside, but Rachel Maddow is. The inside of the uniparty Democrat lowlives. Okay? And what did she say? She spilled the beans. This is what the Democrat power brokers are saying behind closed doors. If he'll just agree not to run, it all goes away. That's called extortion, blackmail, like what Stormy Daniels did, like what Urin Vandersloot did to Natalie Holloway's mom. You know, it's amazing to me. This special prosecutor tried to bribe a witness by teasing him a federal judgeship. Remember this? We were talking about it yesterday, the day before. They're trying to blackmail President Trump. All these crimes will go away if you agree never to run again. President Trump has a rally tomorrow in Georgia. He's giving a speech in Georgia tomorrow, Saturday. That's going to be one not to miss. I was going out of town this weekend. I'm canceling those plans. this Georgia speech of President Trump's tomorrow very well may be the most important speech President Trump has ever made. Now, I was pretty impressed with President Trump's response to this. Let me play this. President Trump made a very detailed response to this Miami indictment.
Very sadly, we're a nation in decline, and yet they go after a popular president, a president that got more votes than any sitting president in the history of our country, by far, and did much better the second time in the election than the first. And they go after him on a boxer's hoax, just like the Russia hoax and all of the others. This has been going on for 7 years that they can't stop because it's election interference at the highest level. There's never been anything like what's happened. I'm an innocent man. I'm an innocent person. They had the Mueller hoax, the Mueller report.
Yeah, exactly. I'm an innocent man. Exactly. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Doug.
Oh, hey, Doug.
Man, I got contacted by one of the liberal idiots that I was arguing anyway. How long are you going to stay on the Trump train? Don't you realize he's indicted again? I said, listen, you know, this indictment has about as much chance as being as successful as you get the good-looking girl. You know, it's impossible. These people are just sick in the head. They really got to stop.
I don't know. I don't know about that. I mean, you know, until Trump's back, he can pardon himself, I guess. But, you know, what I was talking about earlier, these corrupt people control the government. They control the process. Don't you get it? They control the process. And I was listening to them talk. They think because this is in Miami, it's going to give credibility because Florida's a red state and Miami went Republican. They think that's why they have the one in Miami. They think it gives it credibility that we can't call it political like New York. These are some real twisted people. Yeah, let me tell you, I'm wearing my MAGA hat right now. I don't know. I don't think I'd be safe to wear a MAGA hat in Miami. Do you?
I think you'd be safer in Miami.
You'd be safer than New York, but if you go to Miami with there's a lot of Democrats in Miami. A lot of Democrats. And, well, yeah, but younger Cubans aren't necessarily Republican. They're too far removed from communism. Their parents and grandparents may be, but the younger ones that right out of college are pretty Democrat, pretty liberal, pretty stupid oftentimes. I've met some of them. But no, you are not. You go down the South Beach with a MAGA hat on. Be prepared for a beatdown on you. Okay, it's dangerous. It's dangerous. But they actually, oh well, it's in Miami. Miami went Republican. They'll buy that it's not political. Are you kidding me?
This is disgusting. You know, these grand juries got to stop. You know, if you have a grand jury and the defense can't say anything and just bring anybody up on charges like this, this is sick. You know, the Congress should stop grand juries because all it does is make time and waste of money. It's really ridiculous. I can't stand this, and I feel so bad for President Trump has to be hassled like this over and over over 7 years. The only thing I heard that makes a little sense is that now that they're going after these documents, I guess they have to go after Biden and maybe
No, they're not going to go after Biden. They're not going to go after Biden. He took a $10 million bribe that came out yesterday. It's not even in the news. Just give me a break. He paid for hookers for his son. They're not going to go after Biden. Biden has a free pass to do crime. All right, take care. We'll be back.
Don't sit on the sidelines. Get in on the action. Call the
Steve Kane Show. Steve Kane Show. Steve Kane Show. Steve Kane Show. Hello? Steve Kane Show. Hello? What's your name? Hold on.
Where with all the fits and features you want. They have fits like wide fit, plus they have luxurious features including Skechers rules and this memory foam. It's like walking on a cool side of the pillow all day long. And you also find a way to you simply can't get more comfort and style for your dollar. So if you want the kind of footwear I do, yourself some Skechers. Comfort, style, and more. Find Skechers at Skechers or Skechers.com or where it's sold.
This is Steve Kane. I want to tell you about my favorite restaurant in all of South Florida, Wings Plus in Coral Springs. Wings just the way you like them. Plump, tender, delicious, crispy on the outside, succulent on the inside. Everything homemade, nothing comes out of a can. Dozens of specialty sauces that will make your mouth water. Wings Plus, located in Coral Springs, a mile west of University on the south side of Sample Road.
Tom Laporta here from Laporta Contracting, Roofing and Building Restoration. We have been in the roofing and construction industry for 40 years. We are originally from Connecticut, where our values and work ethic is second to none. We install all kinds of roofs, from asphalt shingle, clay and concrete tile, standing metal seam, slate tile, and flat roof systems. We work with homeowners, HOAs, commercial properties, and churches. We are state of Florida licensed roofing and general contractors. At Laporta Contracting, family is what we are, and roofing and restoration is what we do. We help guide our customers to a successful outcome by constantly informing them every step of the way. At Laporta Contracting, let our family
Steve Kane Show.
call me on my cell at
Hello?
94604-4602
Hello?
or visit us on our website at laportacontracting.com.
Steve Kane Show.
Number again is 954
Yeah, what's your name? What's your name?
4602.
Now back to the Steve
Oh, here we
Kane
go.
Show with Brian Craig. Listen in the Palm Beaches on 95.9 FM, the Treasure Coast on 106.9 FM, hear us in Boca on 95.3 FM, Fort Lauderdale on 96.9 FM, and anywhere in the world at TrueOldiesFLA.com.
All right, we're back. Good morning. Good morning. What's your name? Turn off the volume of whatever you're listening to me on in the background. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Jay from Jersey.
Oh, hey, Jay.
Can you handle me today?
Handle you? Hey, listen, it's a sad day. I appreciate you making me laugh.
Good. Now, you need a laugh because you seem like you're about to cry. Let me just ask a question. You were saying Hunter Biden, they got a grand jury together and they presented evidence to the grand jury about Hunter Biden from his computer and all the stuff that you say he's done. And the grand jury said, oh, we see where this is something that needs to be prosecuted. I'm trying to figure out why. Do you think the people in Miami listen to the evidence and it's not good? This is the only time it doesn't work.
Uh-huh. Why I think what? You mentioned Hunter. I'm confused on your question.
Why a grand jury listened to the evidence and found that he needed to be indicted?
Oh, probably because they got a bunch of Democrats like you on the grand jury. You know who does jury duty? Do you know who goes on jury duty?
Who?
Losers like you that don't have jobs and nowhere to be, that tend to be liberal. They don't put people like me on. They don't put a racist? A racist? Oh, I guess I got him. Yeah, the racist with a black child. I know. I'm such a racist. I have an interracial family. I know.
Racial family.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so you want to change the topics now? Yeah. No, I answer. That's how they do it. Losers get on juries, and especially grand juries. When you're on a grand jury, you're there for a long time. The only people that don't get out of jury duty are people that have nowhere to go.
And this morning, I'm laughing at you. I'm enjoying watching you cry this morning. I am enjoying it. Enjoying it.
So you like the idea that in the United States, arresting political opponents, you think that's the country we should be living in?
Enjoy them arresting that piece of crap, Donald Trump. It's long past due. They should have been arrested him.
They should have been arrested him?
Oh, you know what I mean. This morning I might be talking a little, weird, It's just a good morning. What can I say?
What's good about it?
But that they are indicted. You knew that.
Why is that a good thing? Why is it a good thing to you that Trump's being indicted?
Guilty.
No, but you didn't like him before this. So this isn't like, oh, I'm shocked and he's a criminal. I'm so glad that they found this out. Before all this, you wanted him arrested and put in jail. You've always hated him. What is it about Donald Trump that has you hating him so much?
The reason I don't like Donald Trump brought all you racists out the closet, and y'all have been going crazy ever.
What racism are you talking about? Can you call me a racist? Can you give a specific example of my racism?
We're a bunch of racist Republicans.
No, Republicans who freed the slaves. Can you give me an example of my racism, please?
Talk about blacks.
Give me a quote. Give me something I've said that you consider to be racist.
Oh boy, so much.
Well, if there's so much, just pick the most racist thing you've ever heard me say that you can recall.
It had to do with George Floyd. When George Floyd's guys, when they killed George Floyd, you said, well, he might have deserved it.
No, I didn't say that. In fact, I did not say that. When George Floyd died, I actually came on the air and said the Lord's Prayer that day. I brought a Bible into the studio, and I said the Lord's Prayer holding a Bible on the air that day. Now, give me an example of something I really said. No, it is true. It is true. Something I've never done before or since. I came on the air and said the Lord's Prayer on the air that day.
And, okay, even on your podcast, you and your wife says, well, let's just wait, not pass judgment. Let's just see, because he was on drugs, so he might have had to get what he gets.
I never said that about George Floyd. I may have said he was on drugs, he was, but I didn't say that he deserved what happened to him. Give me something I've really said. You can't, can you? By the way, I tell you what, get that audio and play it to me.
I'm going to let you go.
Yeah, I got to let me go. No. Now, let me ask you this. What time do you go to work today? Yeah, see, there you go.
I said that like I laugh at Trump being indicted.
Yeah.
Love it. Good night.
Good night. It's 7:24 in the a.m. and he just said good night. What does that tell you? That's your Democrat, people. Good night at 7:24 a.m. Oh, boy. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Jeff from Fort Lauderdale, Brian. Good morning.
Hey, you got to put your mouth closer to the phone. Turn down the volume of the radio in the back.
Oh, boy. Yeah, can you hear me now?
I can. You got to turn the volume down of whatever you're listening to me on. All right, call back. Calling back's a good idea. Now, I want to take a moment to tell you all about Dr. Appleton. He's my chiropractor, and he can be your chiropractic physician, too. You know, I'm so excited usually on the weekends. This is going to be a bit of a depressing weekend, but I'm able to do things on the weekend I couldn't do before because Dr. Appleton rid me of pain. You know, a couple weeks ago I was talking. I painted the house, so I had to take out all of the bushes and trees in the front of my house, and I dug up stumps for the first time in like 15, 20 years, I dug up a lot of stumps too. I didn't realize, I probably wouldn't have done it myself if I knew how many stumps I had in the front yard. I didn't realize how many stumps I had to dig. But, and digging up stumps, it is not easy. Shovels. I had an axe out for some of the big roots. I'm serious. I'm serious. I wouldn't have been able to do that before. Dr. Appleton rid me of the arthritis in my hand. He rid me of my knee pain. He rid me of my shoulder pain. Always in my right side. I wouldn't have been able to dig up those stumps. It's absolutely amazing. I almost enjoyed it because I was doing something I couldn't do before. You can be pain-free too. Go call Dr. Appleton up. Go in and see him and talk to him about his laser away pain treatment. Works on all kinds of pain. Appointments aren't necessary and walk-ins are welcome even on Saturdays. That's right. He has Saturday office hours and walk-ins are welcome with no appointments even on Saturdays. You can find Dr. Appleton online at appletonchyro.com or give him a call, 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. One more time, 954-973-0710. Call Dr. Appleton and say bye-bye to your pain. We'll be right back.
Making morning radio great again.
I think you're gonna really love it.
It's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
Steve Kane Show. Yeah, hold on. Steve Kane Show. Hello? Yeah, hold on. Steve Kane Show. Okay, hold on.
Weather brought to you by Palm Beach Patio Furniture. Route 1 Seminole Plaza Shops, North Palm Beach. Palm Beach Patio Furniture. Voted in the best of the best patio store in Palm Beach County. PalmBeachPatioFurniture.com, where luxurious outdoor spaces are created.
And now, a True Oldies traffic check. Brought to you by the Palm Beach Kennel Club.
I'm pretty sure we have Siegel next.
Okay. Oh, great. I appreciate it. Now, guys, if you would like to support the show, support all my content, go to mypillow.com and buy something with my promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E. There's huge deals there. You can take advantage of all the specials at mypillow.com with my promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E, including the MyPillow 2.0 with cooling technology that I sleep on every night is buy one, get one free. You'll never flip your pillow over again because it's hot. It's amazing. Mike Lindell has really upgraded the MyPillow. It's buy one, get one free on the MyPillow 2.0. The 3-inch MyPillow mattress topper 2.0 that has cooling technology to keep your whole body temperature the perfect temperature all night long is 40% off and free shipping with my promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E. These make great Father's Day gifts, and there's still time to order them for Dad on his day, which is a week from Sunday. You can even have them delivered straight to your father if you'd like. So go to mypillow.com and use my promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at checkout, and it's a great way for you to support the show and all the content we bring you. There you go. Speak of the devil.
KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E, and buy your MyPillow 2.0. Right now, buy one, get one free. You can also order by phone, toll free, 800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879. Promo code KANE.
Are you a business owner? Are you interested in growing your bottom line? Then it's time to join the Boca Raton Chamber of Commerce with members from Jupiter to Miami. You can mingle at their monthly breakfast or after-hours network. Join a leads group. Learn something new at a masterclass or attend one of 3 women's events. There are over 300 events to choose from, including one for young professionals. Sound interesting? Call Allison or check out bocachamber.com. There is a 95% business tax deduction if you join before the end of the year.
Just because you're getting older doesn't mean you have to feel older. This is Brian Craig, and I want to tell you about my anti-aging doctor. Dr. Mitch Matez at the Bio Station West El Rey and hormone replacement pellet therapy. Hormone replacement pellet therapy is all natural. What it does is restore your hormones to where they were when you were in your 20s. You'll feel younger, you'll have more energy, you'll get your sex drive back, and women, hormone replacement pellet therapy completely stops and reverses all the signs and symptoms of menopause. Mood swings gone, night sweats gone. I've met listeners before and after hormone replacement pellet therapy with Dr. Matez, and when I first meet them, they're like Joe Biden, and no one wants to be like him. And then I meet them again after they began hormone replacement pellet therapy, and they have their energy back, just like Trump. They're standing up tall, and they feel years younger. Now, it's always a free consultation with Dr. Matez when you tell him you heard about him on the radio. 561-320-8893. 561-320-8893.
Well, Trump's going to jail, and racists like you are getting your just desserts. I don't know, why don't you open up the radio and we can talk about it?
Do you suffer from knee pain? Have you been told that you have bone
Oh my
bone
goodness.
or need a knee replacement? Have you been told that you have osteoarthritis? Well, then come see us at Lighthouse Medical Center. We have non-surgical solutions that include rehab and injections that can prevent you from having to have surgery or prolong the surgery. We've been in practice for 75 years in South Florida. You don't have to live with pain any longer. 754-222-6642. That's 754-222-6642.
A sniffle here and a sneeze there. Your first thought is what? Uh-oh, I'm coming down with something. But did you ever think you might not be sick? You might have an allergy. Find out and have your allergies tested at any lab test now of Coral Springs or any lab test now of Boca. Any lab test now of Coral Springs is located at 955 North University Drive on the southeast corner of University and Ramblewood by the Coral Square Mall. Give them a call, 954-906-5983. 954-906-5983. Any lab test now of Boca is in the Sandalfoot Plaza. That's where the Western Beef is, south of Palmetto and north of Hillsboro. Call them at 561-237-5009. 561-237-5009. They will test for both environmental and food allergies. No appointment is necessary. And make sure you mention you heard about them on the Steve Kane Show.
Now, back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig, celebrating 46 years on the air.
All right, welcome back. There's only one opening on our board at 1-888-GO-KANE-1, and I was just checking my voicemail during the break, and I know you guys at work, I don't know what kind of voicemails you get, you know, probably the boss checking in with you, I don't know, sitting out. The voicemail that I get here at the radio station's a little different, and I have not done this in quite some time, playing my voicemail messages on the air, but this one, listen to this, here we go. This is a voicemail message, came in from a listener who's, and he sounds white to me, which is relevant to his message. Here we go.
Well, Trump's going to jail, and racists like you are getting your just desserts. I don't know, why don't you open up the radio and we can talk about it?
Yeah, play Melancholy Baby for me. Okay, yeah, racist like, you know, this rhetoric that MAGA is racist is just, it really upsets me because, you know, there were people, you know, Martin Luther King gave up his life fighting these Democrat racists and ending segregation, and many others, like John Lewis and the Freedom Riders and Rosa Parks. There were many great Americans who dealt with Democrat racism and sacrificed, in some instances, their life. And when you call someone that disagrees with you a racist, you're discounting the sacrifice of Martin Luther King and all of these great, great Americans who ended Democrat Jim Crow. You're sick. I have strange voicemail messages, don't I? Good morning, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, Brian. It's
I'm from Florida. I used to be in Indiana, but now I'm here.
Oh, you moved to Florida. Welcome to Florida.
Thank you. It's been great. You're Pensacola. So.
I've lived in Florida since 1982. I've never been to the Panhandle.
I love the beaches here. Anyway, my thoughts are, and listening to that one caller, he was so creepy, it just giving chills, yeah. But it kind of segues into what I'm thinking here, that these people seem to be so brainwashed by the leftist media. I'm hoping at some point soon that Trump gets back on Twitter. I think it would only help. I mean, I'm glad about Truth Social, but...
He needs to be on Twitter. You know, Tucker Carlson's first show now has over 110 million views. You know, that's a third of the country, man. I mean, you know, President Trump needs to get back on, and if Truth Social has him on a non-compete, they need to release him from it. In fact, I think what President Trump needs to do is have a sit-down one-on-one interview with Tucker Carlson on Tucker Carlson's Twitter show.
That'd be great. Yes, I agree with that. I mean, look, RFK's over there, and they won't even let him on Facebook.
Well, I mean, listen, I don't want to talk about anything other than Trump and what's going on today. I don't even want to hear an utterance of someone else like Robert Kennedy. I mean, what's going on? You know, if President Trump sat down with Tucker Carlson's first episode, 110 million views, this a sit-down one-on-one with Trump about this would beat it. And if Truth Social has a non-compete on President Trump, they should release him from it.
Oh, I agree. I hadn't even thought of that. Yes.
All right, I appreciate the call and welcome to Florida. Take care. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Thomas from Boca. How you doing?
Not well. I'm not well since you asked.
I'm not well either. I mean, Trump's my man. I mean, but you know, the way they timed this with to offset the announcement with the Biden scandal of the 10 million. I mean, I think that was their goal to begin with, was to make sure that the media is not really covering the fact that they got the documents yesterday.
No, I really do believe that's a coincidence. I think it's just I think it's a coincidence, and Marjorie Taylor Greene could have timed. We knew this indictment was coming. She should have timed that press conference she did yesterday. She should have moved it down the road a week, 2 weeks, a month. It was a bad day to do it. It's just a coincidence. Yeah.
But yesterday, you were talking about how no one knew about this. A lot of people knew about this grand jury, the secret grand jury.
In Miami? No, they did. A lot. The people that knew, the general public did not know about the Miami grand jury. The powers that be knew.
Yeah, but this should show you how the deep state works. You know, they supposedly they subpoena members of the Secret Service, as you will call it, and PPD, you know, Presidential Protection Division. Now, there's some people in the media who have close ties to them, and everybody talks. It's a close-knit family. So I'm surprised that the leaks didn't come out about this because.
Do you know who I'm most angry at today is Governor Ron DeSantis. As crazy as that may sound, I'm angry at all of these presidential candidates, but I'm calling on all of them to go to the president, have a joint press conference with President Trump, announce you're all dropping out of the race, you're endorsing President Trump, stay with him and fly back to Florida with him. He's not with us right now in Florida. Last time I checked, he's still in Jersey. I'm going to drive by the airport after the show and see if Trump Force One is there, though. And go with him to court in Miami on Tuesday. Anyone who's running for president against Trump in the Republican Party as of Tuesday they're done. They're done. We can never write their names down and never forget.
DeSantis knew. I mean, it's his state. He knew what was going on.
Sure did.
He was banking on it, and you know, people should realize he is a two-faced person. And he does not deserve to be anywhere in politics anymore. We have to get rid of him. I hate to say it.
All right, all right, all right. See, that's what I'm talking about, guys. I had to use the dump button for the first time today. If you're on hold, stand by. I got to wait for the delay to build back up. I did this disclaimer at 6. I'm going to do it again. Be cool, people, okay? Don't say anything stupid, all right? Our number 1-888-GO-CANE-1. There's one opening on the board at 1-888-465-2631 as we wait for the delay to rebuild. What an idiot thing to say. Just stupid. Think about it. But no, I was talking in the last hour when Bill Clinton was impeached in 98. All the Democrats had a joint press conference at the White House, and they with Bill Clinton in support of Bill Clinton. Marjorie Taylor Greene and Matt Gaetz and Kevin McCarthy need to do that today. We need every Republican member of the House and Senate to come out on the Capitol steps, have a press conference today in support of this great president, and then go to him and do it again. And come to Florida on Tuesday. They all need to come to Florida. As many of them that can. They need to come to Florida and go to the courthouse with President Trump. I don't care about the security nightmare. You know, the courthouse in downtown Miami is not that far from the airport. It's not that big of a deal. There's a direct route there from the airport. It wouldn't be that much of a problem. It's always backed up traffic anyway. And this is a time when we got to start remembering those who don't do the right thing. And I do agree that DeSantis has been banking on this. This is his path to winning the nomination. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, good morning, Brian.
Hey, Richie.
Yeah, you see, people that are calling you up, calling you racist, Trump racist, they don't realize what's happened here. It's like the guy that's not happy, so he burns his own house down. What they have done is they have destroyed, from 1776, as far as I'm concerned, they have destroyed this country from within. This was the ultimate. This was the tipping point. They have discredited themselves, the government, everything. This is beyond President Trump. This is.
You know, we just had the D-Day anniversary. What was it? Was it the 79th anniversary of the D-Day invasion? Which one? I forgot which one it was. I can't do the math. You know, let me tell you. Every American who died at Normandy died in vain with this going on. They didn't die for this. They didn't die for this. This is and let me tell you. Joe Biden's a real criminal. A real criminal. Okay? You know, the $10 million bribe, $5 million for him, $5 million for Joe, $5 million for Hunter, $10 million bribe. That's just one with the Burisma prosecutor, right? That's what Marjorie Taylor Greene broke yesterday. And I'm here to tell you that he's a real criminal, and I don't think he should be arrested because of the division it would cause in this country. He should be forced to go, you know, be under house arrest maybe. But I wouldn't arrest presidents. I don't care if they're a criminal because it's too divisive for the country. But this guy's done nothing wrong.
They've destroyed the United States. And by the way, this Professor Brett Kelly last night, it was a clip they played of Biden. Biden actually came out and said, we have to stop this man. I'll do anything to stop this man from getting in the White House.
That's right.
He said, and then he said, constitutionally, I mean.
Yeah.
He let it out. The bottom line, this is a Biden deal. This is them going after Trump because he's a big threat. But it's going after the country. They're going to burn.
This, let me tell you, this is America in name only. This is not a free country. The freedom is an illusion.
And you're exactly right. They have.
I mean, think about, you know, you're a Vietnam veteran. How many names are on that wall in Washington? How many died in Vietnam?
58,000 plus.
58,000. And let me tell you, if you've not been to the Vietnam Wall, you got to go. It's a sad place to go, but you got to go. Those 58,000 names, they all died in vain on that wall. They did not die to arrest political opponents because Jack Smith, with his weird beard and weird clothes, doesn't like Trump. I saw Grinnell on Newsmax last night. Grinnell, And he had to go before this, and he was talking about how threatening they were and how politicized it was. We're in Stalinist Russia right now in the 1950s. That's where we're at.
I am a Vietnam vet. If this guy was president and this government was intact, I would have gone to Canada at that point. I went to Vietnam. I wouldn't go to Vietnam. This particular government. This is not the United States.
Yeah.
And I know that I remembered that I grew up in. This has been taken over by communists, and when they call you a racist, that's all they know. Racist, racist, racist. Well, guess what? And I'm going to say this. Floyd didn't deserve to die, but he was no choir boy. He punched a pregnant woman in the stomach, and for that idiot to call up and say, you made references to Floyd. Let me tell you something. Floyd was a dirtbag. Whether you like.
All right, well, let's not get off on anything else today. All right, okay. We'll be back.
The cold, hard truth. Delivered morning 6 to 9 right here on.
All right, and it's time to check in with Attorney Barry Siegel from the Siegel Law Group. Attorney Barry Siegel, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Doing great. What do you have for us today?
Well, let's imagine this. Like, you know,
A scene where somebody's reading the will at the lawyer's office, the reading of the will, and they're all sitting there waiting to hear what the decedent had to say in their will. And imagine that they start reading the will, and it's someone else's name, something that wasn't familiar at all. And think about it. I mean, if you have an old will or an old trust that's not up to date, it's almost like the same thing, because what we may have needed to do to plan years ago, we're a different person now. Maybe the people in our life were different, maybe our circumstances were different. And so it's almost like we're reading someone else's will or someone else's trust. So that's why it's so important to make sure that when you have an estate plan, that you make sure that you maintain it and update it from time to time, because circumstances change, finances change, laws change. And that's what we do at the Siegel Law Group, is we have an updating system to make sure that our clients review it at least every 3 years. And that way they're going to have an estate plan that's going to work when they need it, either at time of incapacity or disability, or at the time that they pass. They're going to have an estate plan that works so they can take care of their family, not leave a mess behind, and have their wishes.
That's right. And, you know, the Siegel Law Group does something that I've never heard of another law firm doing. In fact, there's a lot of law firms that make a whole living just out of doing this. At the Siegel Law Group, you don't charge for phone calls. Can you tell people about that and why you don't?
Well, yeah. I mean, our goal is aligned with the client in that we want them to have an estate plan that works. And for it to work, they may need to ask questions. It might be about, how do I fund this particular asset? Do I need to change this or that because this happened? And if a client is going to worry about getting a bill from a law firm because they made a call and they spoke to the attorney for 5 minutes, 10, 15 minutes, and they're going to get one of those bills for $80-something for a quick call. A lot of clients may not pick up the phone, may not call, they may not get the information that they would have needed, and their estate plan may not work properly. And our goal is to have an estate plan that works properly for our client.
Absolutely. And if you've never dealt with attorneys, you may not understand how unusual that is at the Siegel Law Group. It is. Like my HOA attorney, I could get him on the phone all day and get a party line going. He loves to take calls because he gets paid every time you make them. All right, listen, call the Siegel Law Group. If you mention you heard Attorney Barry Siegel on the radio, it's a no-charge consultation with the Siegel Law Group, okay? Here's the number, 855-FLA-3782. 855-FLA-3782. And online, SiegelLawGroup.com. Hey, Barry, have a great weekend. We'll talk next week.
Hey, you too. Look forward to it.
All right, back after this.
We take on the social justice warriors for breakfast. Now the Steve Kane Show is on the air.
All right. Our number 1-888-GO-KANE-1. Who would have thought talking about estate planning and death would be like uplifting to my mood? But it is, after what we're going through in America right now. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yes, this is Gene from Palm Beach Gardens, sir.
Hey, oh, I'm in Palm Beach Gardens.
Are you really?
I am, yeah, yeah.
I just want to say that all those people, supposed Republicans for the Republican Party, would all stand up for Trump, and not, and this goes to show you that those that are running against him are all part of the swamp, and that's what Trump is trying to do: get rid of the swamp.
That's right.
Agree with that?
Well, yeah, you're right, and they're the swamp, including Ron DeSantis.
Exactly, exactly. And I always tell my wife, follow the money, follow the money. That's what it comes down to.
You know, I got to tell you, out of this whole thing, I am so angry at Ron DeSantis. He had a very strongly worded tweet. Give me a break. Ron DeSantis all of a sudden doesn't want to do press conferences. Ron DeSantis should be all over television supporting President Trump right now, but his whole campaign is based on the fact, in his mind, that Donald Trump's going to get arrested on Tuesday. His whole campaign strategy is around the arrest and indictments and all this stuff of Trump and the trial of Trump and Trump's mugshot. Do you think they're going to get a mugshot at the federal courthouse on Tuesday of Trump? A real mugshot?
It's for the fact that these people that are supposedly Republicans.
That's right. They're fake. That's why we call them rhinos. Okay, good morning. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
It's Renee from Harlem.
Hey, Renee.
Yeah, you know, you're a trip. Now, just yesterday, you were talking about this black man who was smoking a cigar and not wearing a shirt, and you got scared. You know, your buddy Richie the racist, at least he admits he's a racist. And you admit he's a racist. But for some strange reason, you can't admit it yourself. Maybe because you're afraid you'll lose your show.
Mm-hmm. Slow down. Oh, you sounded white in the message. Slow down. I want to talk. You made an accusation against me, and I'm going to respond to it. Yesterday, I rode my MAGA scooter to the radio station from home, and I took a route I don't normally take, and I didn't realize that I was going through the Walking Dead neighborhood on the scooter. I'm at people that haven't gone to bed yet, and it's 5 a.m., and I'm at a stoplight. There's other cars around. There's cars in front of me. There's cars next to me. A man who's African American with no shirt on and smoking a skinny cigar with let me tell people what happened. He was maybe someone didn't listen yesterday. Not everyone hangs on my every word and utterance and syllable like you do. He started crossing the street at the crosswalk, and then he started darting towards me between the cars, and he was staring at me. And I'm on an open scooter. I'm out in really a great neighborhood if you're looking to buy drugs or buy street sex. And yeah, I was a little nervous on my Vespa, which is not an inexpensive vehicle. Well, wouldn't you be on alert? So what should I do?
Bernard Getz type of guy. You're the kind of guy that would love to just shoot instead of asking.
In your fantasy.
Your real world.
See, this is why I don't carry. People ask me all the time, why don't you conceal carry? Because if I had to use my weapon in self-defense to save my life, it would be against a liberal, and look what they would do to me, right? That MAGA hat wearing guy. Now let's talk about what they're doing. By the way, George Zimmerman should be in prison. For what? What? Excuse me. I should be in prison? What have I done? What do you want to put a political prisoner?
To be away from you, man. You're dangerous.
So let's comment on the news of the day. We now live in a banana republic where the powers that be arrest political opponents they can't beat. What are your thoughts on that?
What's a banana republic?
It's a country. A banana republic is a country that does not have a functioning government, that's run by criminals. And they call themselves a free democracy, a republic, when in fact it's not. It's a criminal operation.
See that statement is a racist statement in and of itself. You don't even see that, do you?
To you, everything is racist, except you. See, you don't have answers for anything because you're a stupid person, okay? So when you don't have an answer, you call someone a racist. And when you're up in liberal New York, if you call a liberal a racist, and you being black and they're white, they fall down on the ground in a fetal position and beg for your forgiveness. No. Oh, my goodness. Enough, Renee. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Okay. If you're on hold, stand by. Renee can't be happy even when he gets his way. Trump's being indicted. Now, here's a very important question. Do you or someone you know have neuropathy? If you do, listen up. And I'm going to go through the symptoms of neuropathy. You very well may have neuropathy and don't even know it. When I go through these symptoms, if you have any of these symptoms, you may have neuropathy. Numbness, pain, burning, tingling in your hands and feet, dizziness, muscle weakness. Are you falling down all the time? Muscle twitching, the feeling of pins and needles in your hands and feet. Maybe you have no feeling, no sensation at all in your hands and feet. If you answered yes to any of those symptoms, you may have neuropathy. Call Lighthouse Medical. Go in there and have them examine you. Find out if you have neuropathy. If you have neuropathy, they have help that works. They have a treatment plan that Steve Kane has used and many people in this audience to rid them of their neuropathy symptoms. When you call, make sure you tell them you heard about them on the radio, because if you do, you get a free consultation, which is only available to listeners of the Steve Kane Show. 754-222-6642. 754-222-6642. Online, lighthousemedicalcenter.com. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian, it's Patty. How are you this morning?
Not well.
Me either. And I have to say, Brian, I don't disagree with many things that you say, but when you say that if you were in office, you wouldn't even arrest Joe Biden, you know, we have to draw a line. He has crossed the line. And you know, the only way that we are going to stop what's going on in this country is to hold people accountable for their actions.
When you put, listen, no, excuse me. When you start arresting presidents, you end up where we are right now. And the reason we are where we are right now is because Bill Clinton got impeached in 1998. And because Bill Clinton got impeached in 1998, the Democrats were always they tried to do it with W, they couldn't do it, but that's where this began. The politicians are all about revenge. You don't want to arrest presidents, you don't want to arrest first ladies. Congressmen, that's a whole other thing. You don't want to arrest presidents. Half the country love the president, no matter who they are. The other half hate them. And arresting presidents and first ladies is too divisive of a thing to do. I don't care what they do. Now, I don't want you to... Now, of course, Trump did nothing wrong, but no, you don't want to be arresting presidents. I'm sorry.
But Brian, when you have somebody at the level of what Biden has done and what he has, you know, what they're accusing him of doing, it's beyond. I mean, he did these crimes long before he was even in the presidency.
Listen, he's been doing crimes since he was in D.C., all right? His crimes go back to the Nixon administration. But what you do is you impeach them, you try them in the Senate, you remove them from office, and let them go away humiliated. You don't want to arrest presidents.
I don't know. I mean, how do we stop it? The only way we're going to stop this is to hold people accountable. And if you have actual proof, like they have with this gentleman, they, you know, I mean.
Listen, I got to apologize, but it's 8 o'clock. I got a break. We'll be back.
WWNN Pompano Beach, WIRK HD3 Indiantown. Programming paid for by Vic Canales Media Group. Broadcasting from the road featured recently? Call the Ropes Law Group, where winning is a habit. 561-570-5700. 561-570-5700. Ropes, winning for you and our community. Your home for the Steve Kane Show. From the Palm Beach Patio Furniture Weather Center, where luxurious outdoor spaces are created, here's the Oldies forecast.
Good morning, South Florida. First morning meteorologist Vanessa Demand from WPBF 25 News. A lot of sunshine today, and those temperatures climbing into the upper 80s, lower 90s. We'll have those feels like temperatures close to the hundreds before 3 o'clock. Afternoon showers and thunderstorms possible, just very isolated, and some of them could be on the stronger side in the afternoon hours.
Weather brought to you by Palm Beach Patio Furniture. Route 1 Seminole Plaza Shops, North Palm Beach. Palm Beach Patio Furniture. Voted in the best of the best patio store in Palm Beach County. PalmBeachPatioFurniture.com, where luxurious outdoor spaces are created.
And now, a true Oldies traffic check. Brought to you by the Palm Beach Kennel Club.
Vehicle fire is still off to the right shoulder on the Turnpike southbound to avoid Beach Boulevard, but all delay has subsided on the approach. Just be sure to use caution on the approach there. A structure fire on Forest Hill Boulevard and Military Trail. Expect some delays there. I-95 northbound at Sheridan Street, a crash cleared and delays subsiding. I-95 heading southbound at Midway Road, a crash is off to the left shoulder. This report is sponsored by Fresh from Florida. Hey shoppers, this is a local farmer letting you know that Florida watermelon is in season right now. Look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo while you shop. Learn more at follow freshfromflorida.com from the Florida Department of Agriculture. That's traffic. I'm Chris Barr.
Traffic, a service of the Palm Beach Kennel Club. Saturday, June 10th, watch, wager, and win on the exciting Belmont Stakes at PBKC. And check out all the great OTV action in the Paddock Restaurant with over 130 new HD TVs and big screens, delicious lunches, a full bar, and an impressive wine list. PBKC is your entertainment destination with poker, casino table games, OTV, exceptional dining, and exciting events like the 155th running of the Belmont this Saturday. Go to pbkennelclub.com for more info.
Here's your true Oldies ABC News update.
ABC News now, I'm Tom Rivers. Sources tell ABC News former President Trump has been indicted by a federal grand jury in connection with his mishandling of classified documents. He's to be in court Tuesday in Miami.
All day they saw evidence that the grand jury had been nearing this moment. They saw members of special counsel Jack Smith's team going into and out of the room where the grand jury has been hearing evidence. Their exact process has been kept secret, but now we know it has culminated in this indictment, and the former president will be here on Tuesday to answer the charges.
ABC's Aaron Katursky in Miami. In a 5-4 decision, the Supreme Court has thrown out Alabama's congressional district map ruling and violated the Voting Rights Act by allowing for just one majority black district out of 7 in the state where blacks make up 1/4 of the population. Beginning next year, GM electric vehicles will be able to use much of Tesla's charging network. This is ABC News.
Dazzling decal on Daisy's Donuts window. Bold banner at Barry's Barbershop. Prominent poster at Penny's on Park Place.
This is your sign. Well, size. Try Staples and see the difference. Get $15 off size banners and posters when you spend $75 more.
You know, a good home security system has a bajillion parts. You got your motion sensors, glass break detectors, camera lenses, signal relays, but
Philip, you got to turn your chat to live chat. If you switch it to live chat, you won't see those repetitive messages. That sometimes happens if there's live chat and top chat. So I don't know how top chat is determined, but that's why you're seeing repetitive messages. I'm ready to throw up. I'm not kidding. Yeah, I guess it depends on your device. Mine says live chat. Yeah, top chat it also says, you want to be on live chat. Yeah, I'm really sick to my stomach. I feel like I'm going to throw up over this. I really do. I'm so ticked off. All right, we are back. I'm Brian. Steve joining us. Hey, Steve. Oh, boy. There's only one opening on the board, by the way. 1-888-GO-CANE-1. We have suspended open phones for today because there's really only one topic, and that's what they're doing to us in our country. It's pretty rough day. You know, it's not that we didn't know this was coming. Now that it's here, it's different. It is. I mean, Steve, I feel like I'm going to throw up. I'm so ticked. And I'm not being figuratively about, I mean, I really do feel sick. I am physically ill this morning. I'm so angry at DeSantis and Nikki Haley and Pence and Christie and Tim Scott. You know, they should be circling the wrong, they should all drop out of the presidential race and endorse Trump and go to and be with him and have a joint press conference that they're dropping out and they're supporting. To me, Ron DeSantis and the rest of them for not dropping out and endorsing Trump, they're part of the conspirators that are indicting him. Do you know the D.C. grand jury, they're going to indict him on espionage? Yeah. The Miami grand jury, he's facing 100 years in prison with these charges. 100 years. I know.
I still try to remain optimistic, but
Trump will beat this. Trump's at his best when he's dealing with opposition, but it doesn't mean it's not bad and sick and twisted and evil and all these things. Let's take some calls. All right, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Bob, from Fort Lauderdale.
Hey, Bob.
You remember we talked when DeSantis mentioned his presidency run, right? And you compared that the Martin Luther King thing when the FBI, went on him or something. He said, yeah. So it was all coming. So it was all for the run, man.
I mean, there's no, listen, let me ask you this question. Do you think that Ron DeSantis was excited when this indictment came down yesterday, or was he upset like we are?
No, he went and toasted up already on Las Vegas or something.
Yeah.
This guy was out partying.
That's right.
Just called him congratulations.
Well,
he got a lot of phone calls yesterday.
if that's true, it's I have a feeling it's very short-sighted because we're going to get to test my theory early here. I didn't think it would happen this quickly, but I think those people that don't line up solidly behind Trump here, I think are going to pay the price in the polls. I mean, this is good. We're going to get to test my theory early here because I think there's going to be a huge backlash to this.
Hey, so Brian, let me ask you this, Steve. Let me ask you this. So DeSantis is president. Can he pardon Trump and get him out, right?
If he's president, he wouldn't do it. He can only become president if he goes to jail and can't run. DeSantis' entire campaign strategy is based around Trump's imprisonment.
Yes, I understand. But can he get him out once he's president?
Yes, a president can pardon Trump, including President Trump can pardon himself, correct?
Yeah, exactly. All right.
All right, take care. Oh, my goodness.
When you stop and think about it, the worst case scenario, because what do you see as the problem with him pardoning himself?
They'll say you can't pardon yourself. They'll tie it up in the courts.
No, I think it's fairly clear that he can pardon himself. The only problem is that pardoning yourself is
like a guilty plea?
It's basically an admission of guilt. You can't pardon yourself if you're not guilty.
Well, no, if you've got charges pending against you and things you can pardon, you can get a pardon. Yeah, it doesn't mean, you don't have to be convicted for a pardon. I mean, Nixon was pardoned and he wasn't convicted of anything. You know, somebody doesn't have to be convicted or even have charges against them to be pardoned.
As I see it, I don't know if I take calls on this, but as I see it, it's a de facto.
I know what you mean. Yeah, there's some truth to that.
Do it and be done with it.
Yeah, but he can't do it yet. He's not president yet. Again, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, good morning, Brian. This is Richard from Cold Spring.
Hey.
Hey,
Rich, what's up?
Nothing, just a few thoughts. Brian is wishing and hoping all these rhinos will drop out. The only reason these people entered with having less than 1% vote is because they're the part of the establishment, and the establishment knew this is going to happen, and all the stuff what they've been.
Well, let me tell you, if Tim Scott doesn't do the right thing quick here, he'll be working at Chick-fil-A again. You know, this is outrageous. This is outrageous. I expect Pence to act like a scummy guy, but Ron DeSantis, no one could convince me that he didn't high five his wife when the indictment came through and said, "Yeah, we're a step closer to the White House."
Establishment has got to him, which is true, and maybe he has a reckoning moment and he might change, but when they show you the dream of the Oval House, Oval Office, when they came to him, all the rhinos, he got excited and he's into it. But I do not expect anybody to drop out in this race. And I believe they're going to do more indictments going to come from Georgia, and the way you said it, from Washington. So this is not going away.
No, it's good. No, and they've timed it. When they're done with this process, they're going to have a second news cycle with the D.C. grand jury, with the espionage charges.
And also, news is coming out to make sure that Biden's corruption topic is not even spoken about. All channels are just.
Now, I'll tell you that. Okay, I'll tell you this. This $10 million bribe that Biden took for Burisma. This is not why this happened. It's a coincidence. Marjorie Taylor Greene timed her press conference very poorly yesterday. This indictment came down before her press conference. She should have put it off. Okay? It's a coincidence. They didn't do it because of the bribe. Marjorie Taylor Greene had a press conference yesterday, which would have been a great press conference a month from now.
One more thought, Brian. This game is played by such smart chess players. This infighting with Republicans is only going to make Biden or whoever the nominee could be win the White House. Because the infighting is most of the Republicans are going to be upset.
I don't agree. I think this is going. I think there's going to be a big backlash here. I think it's going to work against Biden.
Listen. There's two parties now, MAGA and the Uniparty. Okay, and the American people know that. And that's that. All these Republicans, Nikki Haley, Chris Christie, DeSantis, Tim Scott, if I left anybody out, all of them are part of the Uniparty. Okay? And what's happened here, the reason these indictments have happened, this is important. Donald Trump's a double-digit lead in all the polls. The polls we see, I was talking about this in the first hour, but it's very important. The polls we see are not the same polls that the leaders see. They call them internals. They're truly scientific polls. And in those polls, Trump is even farther ahead than what we see in the news. They have run every scenario. There's no scenario where they can beat him.
You think the effect?
Thanks for the call, guy. Yeah.
The effect is going to be on the next round of polls, the ones that reflect this disgraceful move that the Democrats.
I don't think we're going to see polls. I think a lot of the polls are going to be suspended and quite possibly bias samples.
There are going to be polls, and I think that they're going to show a backlash.
I hope. I'll have to see. I don't know if I trust them.
I think you can. I don't think they get choice. I think it's going to be a court. Now,
I will tell you this, guys. There has been no better day than today than to go to patrioticprintsusa.com and order your limited edition Trump print. You know, Patriotic Prints, that's Prince with an S, patrioticprintsusa.com. You know, this print of the greatest president ever, Donald Trump, is a great Father's Day gift, but it's also a great gift for any MAGA home, okay? So you can buy it for yourself, even if you don't have a father there. Go to patrioticprintsusa.com, that's Prince with an S. I have 3 of these. One here at the radio station, one on my wall at home, and I got a third one I'm giving to Steve over the weekend. But a portion of each print sold is donated directly to President Trump's re-election campaign. And it's a great limited edition print that is being offered to you and this listening audience first. PatrioticPrintsUSA.com. That's Prince with an S. PatrioticPrintsUSA.com. We'll be right back.
Don't sit on the sidelines. Get in on the action. Call the Steve Kane Show live on air now. 888-GO-Kane1. This is the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
Brian Craig here with a question for seniors and those who care about them. How would you like to have instant access to a healthcare advocate at the touch of a button? Would that make life easier for you? You can with I Will Advocates. I Will Advocates will help you set up doctor's appointments, help with your pharmacy, even deal with your pharmacist to make sure that you have your prescriptions. They'll help you find a doctor, including a specialist. If you've been billed improperly by a doctor's office or a hospital, they can help you with that too. They'll even be your advocate when you're in the hospital to make sure you get the care you need and the care you deserve. And that's just the beginning of what they do. I Will Advocates takes care of all Steve Kane's healthcare issues too, and they can do the same for you. I Will Advocate clients are family, and they go to bat for their family when you need them the most. Call Debbie at I Will Advocates right now. Toll free 1-877-275-2326. 1-877-275-2326. 1-877-275-2326.
Are you caring for your husband or wife with Alzheimer's disease or dementia? A study funded by the National Institutes of Health is looking to understand what your experience has been like as a spousal caregiver. Participation will include 4 online visits completed in the comfort of your own home. You will be monetarily compensated for your time. For more information, please call us at 713-348-8167. That is 713-348-8167. Once again, that is 713-348-8167.
How would you like to lose weight, look better, and feel better about yourself? Brian Craig here with a great new message from Elegant Youth. Their new semi-glutide treatment burns fat, boosts energy levels, suppresses appetite,
You've been on hold for 30 minutes, Noah? I know the phones are busy.
Sandalwood Plaza, right next to any lab test now of Boca. Give them a call right now. 561-717-8081. 561-717-8081. Online at elegantyouthboca.com.
I have diabetes. I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
I have asthma. I'm at risk too.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a vaccine that can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just 1 dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache,
An hour and 30 minutes? Really, Noah?
855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
Now back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. Listen in the Palm Beaches on 95.9 FM, the Treasure Coast on 106.9 FM, hear us in Boca on 95.3 FM, Fort Lauderdale on 96.9 FM, and anywhere in the world at True.
All right, every line on the board is lit, and let's just go back to those calls. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian. Hello, Steve. This is Berta from Texas, and I'm calling you with my heart. I'm sick to my stomach with everything that's going on. I agree with both of you. I agree that they're going to get some backlash because of this, and I also agree, Brian, that they have internal polls. And they're shaking in their boots because they can't stop Trump. They can't stop Trump. But let me tell you something. Trump is he's going to survive this, and we're going to do fine. But one thing they haven't counted on, I believe they're starting to wake a sleeping giant. Yeah.
Well,
Enough.
You know, yeah.
Trump has all the money in the world. Trump didn't need the money. He wasn't president because he needed the money. He gave up his salary, okay? He didn't need this money. And they keep attacking him. Why? Because he's in the way of us, because they're trying to control us. He is absolutely right. And I'm telling you from Texas, yesterday shopping and doing things, all they could talk about is they better not mess with Trump. They better not mess with Trump. They better not mess. And I'm looking at them like, what?
Okay, all right. We don't need to go further down that road. Okay, everyone. Listen. We're all upset, but the most important thing that we can say today is be cool. Don't fall into their trap. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, Juan. Hey, I was listening to Dershowitz the other day, and I'm asking you, because it's not a rhetorical question. There is nothing in the Constitution that says that in spite of Trump being a political prisoner, there's nothing, that he that can gets indicted and let's.
Yeah. Well, there's a problem with that. There's a problem with that. These people don't care what's in the Constitution. It's like talking to an atheist about the Bible.
Yes, I understand that too. But it's like that lady said, there's no stopping him. I mean, they can put him in jail. He'll still get elected president. What are they going to do then?
Their move. I've been telling you guys this for 1 or 2 years. Their move has always been the same move, to keep him off the ballot. They're going to charge him with espionage. Okay, and when you, well, hold on, please. What they're going to say when they charge him with espionage, they're going to say that that's against this country. That's the same as an insurrection. But they're going to say, that's what they're going to do.
But let me ask you this. What do you think the public reaction to that will be?
They don't care. Because they control the system. And they're going to find some governor in an early primary state to say, well, he's charged with espionage. That's an action against the U.S. government. We're going to keep him off the ballot in Iowa or New Hampshire or whatever state, South Carolina. They're going to do it. So that's what they're... I'm not saying they're going to be successful, Steve. I'm telling you that's their plan, but they control the system. Yeah? Oh, man.
It's going to be... I know how I found out about this in the middle of the night. I was watching the end of a baseball game at an hour that I should have been sleeping. I called you. You turned your phone off. But last night, people were really upset.
That's why I turned my phone off. My phone wouldn't stop ringing and everything else. I never would have gotten a minute's sleep. I had to turn it off. No, I'm not. I'm just telling. I know it's sick.
Mark Levin's speech last night?
I heard it. Yeah, I heard it online. Yeah.
You sound unimpressed.
I'm unimpressed. Yeah, I'm unimpressed. Yeah, I'm unimpressed with everybody at Fox News. At least they took a break from their Pride Month celebration and promoting transgenderism among children to have Mark Levin do a symbolic outrage. You're on the air. What's your name, caller? Yeah.
Good morning. It's Bill from Palm Springs. Just real quick. Hi, Steve. Just real quick. I had one thing I called in about, but just another real quick. I know you have other callers from Renee and Harlem mentioning Bernie Getz. I got a chuckle. It's not like Bernie Getz shot those guys for totally unprovoked. You have 4 people standing around you, regardless of skin color, asking you to essentially make. They weren't exactly asking him to make a donation to their church choir.
Remember what Bernie said after he shot the guy?
What, the one who he said you don't look so bad, here's another?
Oh my gosh, yes, I forgot about that.
Here, have another.
Oh my goodness.
Anyways, beyond that, the reason I called, when this goes to trial, do you think we will finally get to see the video from inside Mar-a-Lago on the day the FBI went in there?
Well, that's, it's interesting you say that. This server flood BS story they have, I wonder if that's the server that has the video footage on it inside Mar-a-Lago. No, they're going to do everything they can do to keep us from seeing that footage.
I thought the Trump people were doing
federal trials. There's no camera in federal courtrooms. You don't see anything in a federal courtroom, including the evidence. that's released video, photographs, you see nothing.
Right, but the video that they said they had when the FBI went in there.
We won't see that. Well, we're not going to see that through this. They're going to, no. No, the Justice Department entered he's talking about the video of the break-in of Mar-a-Lago. The feds entered that into evidence, which makes it unallowable and illegal for the Trump people to release the tape. That's why they put it in evidence, so no one will see it. There's no cameras of any kind in a federal courtroom. We're never going to see that video during all this process. It's not going to be seen. We'll see it eventually in 10 years or 20 years, you know, but that's about it.
Quote unquote leaked out.
Well, because Trump's law-abiding. To leak it out would be to be committing a crime. He's not going to commit a crime. They seized it. They seized the video immediately.
That.
Yeah.
You have other callers?
Yes, we do. All right, there's one opening on the board, and we'll take our break for the bottom and come back with your calls. I'm Brian. Steve Kane is, of course, here. Our number 1-888. Go Kane 1-888-465-2631. It's a toll-free call, no matter where you're listening. 1-888-465-2631. If you're on hold, stand by. We'll be right back.
Great again. It's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. The greatest rock and roll hits of the 60s and 70s coming up this morning. Palm Beach Patio Furniture Weather Center, where luxurious outdoor spaces are created. Here's the oldies forecast.
Good morning, South Florida. First morning meteorologist Vanessa Banans from WQBF 25 News. A lot of sunshine today, and those temperatures climbing into the upper 80s, lower 90s. We'll have those feels like temperatures close to 100 before 3 o'clock. Afternoon showers and thunderstorms possible, just very isolated, and some will still be on the stronger side in the afternoon hours.
Weather brought to you by Palm Beach Patio Furniture. Route 1 Seminole Plaza Shops, North Palm Beach. Palm Beach Patio Furniture. Voted in the best of the best patio store in Palm Beach County. PalmBeachPatioFurniture.com, where luxurious outdoor spaces are created.
And now, a true oldies traffic check. Brought to you by the Palm Beach Kennel Club.
Structure fire still in place, Forest Hill Boulevard and Military Trail, and it looks like the rest of Broward County is in tier 3. This one is sponsored by
I'm so pissed. I just pissed.
Traffic, a service of the Palm Beach Kennel Club. Saturday, June 10th, watch, wager, and win on the exciting Belmont Stakes at PBKC. And check out all the great OTV action in the Paddock Restaurant with over 130 new HD TVs and big screens, delicious lunches, a full bar, and an impressive wine list. PBKC is your entertainment destination with poker, casino table games, OTV, exceptional dining, and exciting events like the 155th running of the Belmont this Saturday. Go to pbkennelclub.com for more info.
Brian Craig here. I've suffered with massive pain in my knee for years, but not anymore. It's all gone. Thanks to Dr. Appleton and his laser away pain system. I'm in studio right now with Dr. Appleton. Dr. Appleton, how'd you do it?
Well, treating the knee pain with laser. Treating it is simple and no side effects. I have robotic lasers that have a wonderful effect on joint pain. These are all FDA approved.
Now, you don't just help his knees. Tell the listeners what other areas you can help them in.
Any joint I can do. Shoulder pain, hip pain, sciatica, stenosis, arthritis, tendonitis, bursitis, from the foot all the way up through the neck.
Dr. Appleton is a chiropractic physician, and with the laser away pain system, there's no injections, no surgery, and no drugs. He's open 6 days a week, and same-day appointments are available. Call right now for your free consultation. 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. Make sure to tell Dr. Appleton you heard about him on the radio.
Be right back, guys.
Hi, this is Keith Singer, Singer Well. If you own a retirement account, not only do you need to make smart investment choices, you need to make smart tax choices as well. The IRS is waiting to collect a part of that account, and you can minimize what they get, but you have to use the right strategies. To learn about these strategies to reduce taxes on your IRA account, text the word tax report to 474747. Text the word tax report to 474747 so you and your family can keep as much of your IRA as possible.
Brian Craig here. When it comes time to get my blood work done, I don't have time to spend hours in the doctor's office or waiting hours in one of those big labs. That's why I need any lab test now of Boca and any lab test now of Coral Springs for all of my lab work. Their techs are highly skilled and professional, and their prices are guaranteed to be the lowest on lab work you'll find anywhere. Appointments aren't necessary. Doctor's orders and prescriptions, they're not needed either. I'm in and out in 15 minutes or less. I get the results the next day in my email box, and they also send it to my doctor. There's lots of any lab test nows around, but these are the only two advertising on our radio station. So don't use the rest. Only go to any lab test now of Boca and any lab test now of Coral Springs. Any lab test now of Boca is in the same plaza. It's where the Western Meat is, between Palmetto Park Road and Hillsborough Boulevard on the east side of State Road 7, 441. Any lab test now of Coral Springs is on the southeast corner of University and Ravenwood at the Coral Square Mall. Call any lab test now of Boca at 561-237-5009. Any lab test now of Coral Springs number is 954-906-5983. And don't forget to mention that you heard about them on the radio.
Celebrating 46 years.
All right, we're back. I'm Brian. Steve is here. Hey, Steve. I'm going to bring you your print from patrioticprintsusa.com today of President Trump. Yeah, and I can give it to one of your kids to give to you, but I was going to give it to you today. The one I got for you, it's 16 by 20, which is the largest one. So pick out a place on the wall to hang it.
Been doing some renovating at the house.
Oh.
And we're getting to the final stages, which is the picture hanging.
Oh, well, this one should have a prominent place. It's a 16 by 20. It's framed, and I'll be bringing it to you today. All right, let's go to the phones. PatrioticPrintsUSA.com. That's Prince with an S. By the way, Steve, you know the largest print, it's 16 by 20, is less than $55. That's the largest one, by the way. So exactly.
You're giving to Dad. You can make this a second gift, very inexpensively.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Since I'm bringing the print, your kids for Father's Day can give you a hammer and a nail. How about that? There you go. All right, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning. This is Lori calling from the Virgin Islands.
Hey.
How are you doing?
I haven't talked to you for a long time. I've been listening to your show all the time. And when you're on the outside looking in, you could see exactly what's happening in America. The Democrats and the White House, they're trying very hard to turn America into a third world country.
They've done a good job so far.
Well, they're trying everything in the book, and this is the White House, to stop Trump from running. And that is so unfair. But, there are a lot of Christian people that are praying for President Trump, and he will prevail. We are praying. I've been praying since 2015. I've been praying for President Trump. And God has given him the strength to go through what he's going through right now. No normal person without prayer would have been able to go through what he's going through. And you know, God bless President Trump. God bless America, even though they're trying to destroy it, they're not going to succeed. God bless America, and God bless President Trump.
That's right. Yeah, when we were in the Virgin Islands on our listener cruise a few months ago. I was looking for you. I didn't run into you though.
What happened? You know, my internet on my phone has been down. You know.
Yeah, that's okay. Well, next time we go to the Virgin Islands, we'll see you. All right. Hey, listen. Thank you for the call. Yeah, I love the Virgin Islands, but in the U.S. Virgin Islands, they drive on the left side of the road there too. All right. I love the Virgin Islands. Very nice people on both sides, the British side too. 1-888-GO-CANE 1-888-465-2631 is our number. Good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Roger, and I'm calling from Truth or
Yeah, that's right. I think that's right next to Get a Life. And do your parents know you've been up all night? You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Good morning. So now we're going through we're getting to the bottom feeders now, Steve. I'll tell you. What's an interesting? You okay, Steve? Don't cough on me when I bring you the portrait today. Well, I don't want to catch whatever's coming up through your lungs. This is an interesting thing that's happened today. If you listen to the liberals, I've heard from a lot of liberals today. None of them were really happy. I know Renee from Harlem tried to laugh a little bit, but that was fake. Jay from Jersey.
Level that the final shoe is not dropped on us.
Yeah.
I think they're right.
Yeah. It's going to, this time around, I think they're going to get their mugshot. I really do, because, and I'll tell you why I don't want that to happen, but I'll tell you why I think it's going to happen. When they did that Bragg-Soros indictment, they couldn't get the perp walk, and they tried to get a perp walk, but it kind of failed, and they didn't get a mugshot. And Trump went up in all the polls after that in New York. So I agree, but these evil doers, Steve, though, they tell themselves, well, he went up in the polls because we didn't have the mugshot. People didn't really get to feel it. You don't think there'll be a mugshot in Miami?
I can't predict the future for sure. I can give you what my inkling is. My inkling is there's going to be a bad reaction when the dust settles on this, which is not.
Yeah, but it's not going to be by Tuesday. Tuesday, he's coming in for the arraignment to Miami. They're going to do it, and when you get arraigned, that's when they charge you. He's going to be officially charged.
Until last night, in the middle of the night, was suggesting that they should use his booking picture for his campaign poster.
Oh, I would agree with that. Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah. No, I agree with that. Yeah. See, the thing that we learned after the Bragg-Soros indictment, and the reason Trump went up in the polls is for a lot of reasons. But a lot of people that were never MAGA people, never Trump people, realized what's going on here, right? All these things that, and well, now it's going to be even bigger because these are federal charges. These are federal charges. Because, Steve, I've told you this a million times today. They control the system and do not care about public opinion. If they cared about public opinion, they wouldn't have the grand juries. So this process is going to continue and continue and continue. By the time this even has a chance to settle, they're going to have the other indictment from the D.C. grand jury on the espionage charges. Yeah, and those are two federal crimes, and the espionage, we don't know anything about any of the charges. It just leaked out they're going to charge him with a violation of the Espionage Act, whatever that means.
If it doesn't have weight to it, that could backfire too.
It will all this will backfire in the end. But the process will continue. I don't think it's going to get to trial. I would like to think the Supreme Court is going to toss all this out.
The other thing, nobody talks about that the end game here is probably going to be acted out in the Supreme Court.
But that's unpredictable.
Well, I don't know that it's unpredictable. I mean, if we can't get a win out of the Supreme Court, we might as well.
Well, the Supreme Court, okay, we got a Trump Supreme Court and they overturned Roe v. Wade. But no matter who you are, you don't get Supreme Court nominations unless you're politically connected. And these people and their family and friends are all part of the uniparty. So the Supreme Court is really, I'd like to think it would go in Trump's favor, but it's really an unknown.
Of course it's unknown and that you can't know for sure, but I would say the odds are more in favor of the Supreme Court in the end siding with Trump. I mean, look, it's going to take guts because the liberals have already laid the seeds with the Roe v. Wade incident, which is this act of intimidation that they turned it into. So the Supreme Court's already been put on notice, but I think, I'm hoping that they're going to give in to that.
We'll find out. Good morning, you're on the air. Good morning. Once, twice. All right, good morning, you're on the air.
You hung up on me. I was just
Yeah, just like this. Yes, just like that. Boom, done. Oh my goodness, a serious call. I was telling you guys. Summertime, kids are out of school, and mommy and daddy go to work, and they play on the phone. No. Well, the problem is, unfortunately, I already have earlier, Steve, before you joined us, and what they think you can't share on the public airwaves. Okay? And, I mean, I'm sorry, there's some rules and regulations, and I understand it. You know how tough it is? Well, let me tell you. Can you imagine what it must be like to be a teenage boy in today's America? Half the girls are gay. Of the other half are some other gender. Of the half of that last half of that quarter that's left, they think heterosexual activity is rape of any kind, even if they consent. I mean, it's very difficult to be a teenage boy today in America. So I understand their frustrations. Yeah, girls always, when it comes to romance and sex, the female always is in control and does whatever they want to do. But I could not imagine what it would be like to be single of any age today out there in this weird world that the liberals have brought us. All right, we're going to take our last break and be right back.
Cold, hard truth. Delivered morning 6 to 9 right here on The.
All right, and it's time to check in with William Youngerman from the offices of William Youngerman Incorporated with the final gold and precious metals report of the week. William Youngerman, how are the metals looking today?
Good. The markets yesterday we saw rebound tremendously on after trading in a range of $1,939 on the low all the way up to $1,971. Gold closed up $25 yesterday at $1,964.60 the ounce. Silver gained a whopping 82 cents at $24.23. Platinum was down $8 at $1,010, and palladium was down $29 at $1,336. Once again, showing that the fear metals, the metals that represent real money, silver and gold, are the ones to own. Gold this morning got up to $1,974, trading so far in a range of $1,960 to $1,974, and is currently at $1,966. That's up $1.40. Silver's up 7 cents at $24.30 the ounce, while platinum is down $5 at $1,005, and palladium is down $16 at $1,320. So still great buying opportunities for.
Somebody sent me a DM on Twitter, and they were asking me about proof coins, in particular gold proof coins. Is that something you recommend? Do you have those? Can you get them? Can you tell people about proof coins and your thoughts on them?
Yes, the answer is yes,
We have them. No, we do not recommend them for investment. The premiums are very high, and that market is pretty much utilized by telemarketing companies and your companies that have a lot of advertising. Do it because they make a lot of profit on them. A lot of times they talk people into putting proof eagles and stuff into IRAs, and they charge huge premiums.
You know, it's funny that you say that, because the person that messaged me was asking me in particular about proof American Gold Eagles. Yeah. So, bad news.
Going for over $1,000 over per ounce gold prices, and just not worth that. I've seen those premiums go to practically nothing over the years, and it's something that I do not recommend. I mean, we're happy to give them to you if that's what you want, but we don't recommend them.
Oh my goodness, you could like get another coin if you got the right. You know, I mean, that sounds insane. All right, listen, don't send me your questions for William Youngman. Call his store, okay? They have all the answers for you. They're experts, and I mean, listen, you get great advice from William Youngman and his team. They open up at 10 a.m. weekdays at 1-800-327-5010. 1-800-327-5010. Online, williamyoungerman.com, or stop right in. The address, 150 East Palmetto Park Road in Boca, on the first floor of the Bank of America building, just east of US 1 Federal Highway, on the south side of Palmetto Park Road. All right, William Youngman, have a great weekend. We'll talk on Monday.
Okay, thank you.
All right, back after this.
Show is on the air.
All right. Now, let me ask you this, Steve, because these indictments that are just sickening and absurd and just stupid, you know. We all know that there's going to be a backlash. Are you telling me that all these powers that be, like Jack Smith, the special prosecutor, all these, they don't understand that? Are they so in this Trump-hating circle that they don't see it?
I think that they're concerned about it. I think they know that there's the potential for it. But I think they've painted themselves into a corner where their choices from this point on are somewhat limited. They've already put their ante in, and they're hoping for the best. The thing that I think, the wild card here, as I see it, is I'm starting to have a little bit of belief in the integrity of the Republican House Committee. They look like they've got their hands on some stuff and we got a couple, you know the names of these ladies better than I do. We've got a couple of people in there that don't seem shy about taking risks and that want to get this information out.
Mm-hmm.
I think that they could make it very uncomfortable for the
Marjorie Taylor Greene and Boebert. Yeah.
They look like they had. I mean, they proved it yesterday. They put the pressure to the.
And the bribe. You know, the bribe story was worse than we thought. It was $10 million. They gave. It was Burisma, you know, to fire that prosecutor that Biden was bragging about getting fired, and they gave Joe $5 million. They gave Hunter another $5 million, and of course Joe got, you know, the big guy got 10% of Hunter's. I mean, that's huge. I just wish she would have timed it better, you know, because that story is going to be buried in all of this. But
it's the big thing we've got going for us, and I think from what you tell me and what I've seen of Marjorie Taylor Greene, I think when the evidence that supports our case comes down to going after, I think they're ready to do that. I think,
yeah. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Good morning. Okay, see, I told you, Steve, we're scraping the bottom here at the end. Where are all the Democrats celebrating? I'm really surprised. You would think they'd be lined up. Good morning. You're on the air.
This is JJ from Mass. Good morning, guys.
Hey, JJ.
Hey, Jay, what's up?
Well, you know, it's an interesting day, very historical day, obviously a bad day, horrible day for our country. I'm not as, I guess, as pissed off in that as I am. I'm also, you know, I'm very hopeful. I think the lines being drawn, and the more the Democrats push the insanity, I just think that they're going to end up pushing, like Brian, you said before, people that weren't really for Trump. They're going to just. I'm hoping that the light is going to shine into them, and they're going to figure out the grift, that's going on here, the conglomerate of corruption known as the Uniparty, and what they're doing to us.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, Ron DeSantis, Nikki Haley, anyone, Tim Scott, anyone who's running in the Republican primary against Trump is on Jack Smith's team, the special prosecutor's team, if they don't drop out, endorse him, and circle the wagons.
Talking about DeSantis, this really is an opportunity for him to regroup and to
save himself.
Some of the damage that's been done to him by really.
I don't think he'll do that though. But I'm sorry, Steve. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, you may be right, but what I'm saying is the opportunity is there if he wants to take it. Because I can tell you this much: if he tries to exploit this and does what he did last time with what was the one that the Bragg thing?
Yeah, that's right.
He really gave a half-hearted lip service to supporting Trump in that deportation thing or whatever it was they were doing. But he revealed to everybody that he wasn't sincere in that. He has a chance to redo that now. And he could really redeem himself in the eyes of the voter and maybe salvage what's left of his future, presently non-existent career.
Yeah, you know what? That's nice, Steve. It would be. I just don't see that happening. He's chosen his path, and but listen, anything can happen. I just look at this as sort of a, they're insanity. They're just doing the same thing over. I mean, when does it stop? I mean, Trump said the same thing. You go back to
when you call on Jesus, all things are possible.
Exactly.
Yeah, but we're dealing with a bunch of devil. JJ, Ron DeSantis, if he doesn't see the situation that he's in right now, so far as polling and he's unelectable forever and what Floridians think about him, he's not mentally stable enough to be running anything. God help us if we get a major hurricane this year and he's in charge.
Played. I mean, he believes his own. I mean, you can't say those words, but he believes the stuff that's coming out of Jeff's mouth, and it's just not going to happen for him. I mean, he's toast. And I know you said that
he may have more of a clue about that than you think.
But you know what though? If the president's not here in Mar-a-Lago right now, I don't believe. I think he's still in New Jersey, unless he came back last night. If Ron DeSantis flew to New Jersey, did a Johnny Fontaine, kissed the ring, begged for forgiveness, and then came out and dropped out and endorsed him, he could get the nomination in 2028. He could redeem himself. Travel to Miami with the president on Tuesday. Be by his side in the courtroom. He is an attorney. I mean, he could, he could redeem himself, and we would forget about this nutty thing he's been on the last couple of months. He's unelectable forever right now.
I mean, if he does that and Trump gives the nod, then okay. Anything absent that, though, I just don't see. I can't see that.
What do you think, Trump? If he went to and Johnny Fontaine from The Godfather, right? Help me, Godfather, please. If he went to Trump, do you think Trump would receive him?
I think he would. Yeah, Trump would receive anybody. I mean, I think he would.
Oh, really? I can show up and he'll receive me?
I think he would. Actually, I think he would definitely receive you, Brian.
Yeah, I'll bring.
You should go on the scooter, though. You got to go on
the MAGA scooter.
If he would receive us, do you think he would be kind enough in the process to sign my New Jersey Generals?
Oh my God, Steve! I got news for you. I got news. If there's a Trump autograph coming, it's going to be on this MAGA hat first, and then the New Jersey Generals hat. I'm sorry, Steve. I can't. I'd have to get my own first. JJ, thanks for the call. Oh, always up. All right, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Good morning. You're on the air. Yes.
Yes, sir. You're on the air.
You called us.
Yes, how you doing?
Good.
I'm not well.
How you doing, Steve? How you doing, Brian?
Terrible.
Okay, but I was listening to you talk about Trump. You know, Trump is the devil, right? And I don't know why you guys are feeling so bad for him.
Trump is the devil. What has he done that it is Satan-like?
Now, look, he's got devil worshippers worshiping. He's got people.
Wait.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. He's got devil worshippers working with him. Name one.
Yeah.
Name one.
He's got KKK backing him up.
Name one.
Are
you saying you can't name? Are you saying you can't name one? Is that what you're saying?
White supremacists, the KKK.
Give me a name. Who?
And all these other people.
Yeah, you don't have crap, do you?
No, I don't know these people's names.
Steve, there's no way this guy called a radio show and accused President Trump of having the Klan behind him without being able to name the Klan leader.
He has the Klan. He has the white supremacists. He has all these people backing him up.
Are you gonna give us the names of these Klansmen, white supremacists that are backing him?
People.
What?
See, listen.
Get off that phone, you creep.
Oh my goodness. Wow. Yes.
We'll talk to you again.
Wow. Ugh.
Every once in a while.
You know, isn't it interesting though? Another Democrat who's not celebrating today. They're all kind of depressed and talking about different things. They don't, you know.
I think they have an idea that things are not quite as good as they'd like to believe.
Now, I got one important question to ask you. I forgot to ask you earlier when we were talking about this. Do you know, what room are you going to hang up this Trump portrait from patrioticprinceusa.com? Living room, bedroom, where are you going to put it? Living room. That's good. I like it. I like that. That's great. So everyone can see it. Yeah, it's a conversation piece. You know, this Trump print that I'm taking Steve today, you know, there's still time to order them for Father's Day. They ship these things out quick, and they come fast. Okay, so if you go to patrioticprinceusa.com, that's Prince with an S, you can have the same print that I have behind me right here in the radio studio. I have one hanging on my wall at home, and Steve's going to have one hanging in his living room today. And you can have one too. So go to patrioticprinceusa.com, that's Prince with an S. And remember, a portion of each print sold is donated to President Trump's 2024 re-election campaign. patrioticprinceusa.com. Well, we're out of time for today. If you're on hold, stand by. We'll be back Monday morning at 6 a.m. And if you hang in there, you'll be first in line on Monday's program. But President Trump does have an event scheduled, a speech scheduled tomorrow, Saturday in Georgia. I don't know the time, but I hope that speech goes as planned, and it should be historic and his most important speech ever, possibly. So keep an eye out. President Trump speaking in Georgia tomorrow on Saturday. All right, guys. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. I'm Brian Craig. Steve Kane, of course, has been here. This is the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show on the radio since 1977, celebrating 46 years on the radio this year. God bless America, and God bless Donald Trump. See you Monday.
WWNN Pompano Beach, WIRK HD3 Indiantown.
All right, guys, take care.